What's going on, fellas? Appreciate those of you that are hanging out waiting. Not sure what kind of crowd we're going to have this week. We had a very intimate crowd last week. I see some of you back from last week. So we're going to kick it and watch some football and play it by ear just like last week. Might shut it down at halftime through the noon games. Might make it the whole way through. We will see. We'll just play it as it goes. As you can see, I'm wearing some Ravens gear today. Saints play on Monday night. How stupid is the schedule? Why would you split the Monday night audience? Because the Saints game and I forgot which game's after, but not after. They're an hour apart, the kickoffs. They're going to be going at the same time. Why split the audience? The NFL makes no sense to me. That's I don't know. That's the same thing as doing two games on a Thursday night. What's the point? Now, if you're going to spread them apart, sure. I'm sure most football fans would love that, an early and a late game on Monday. But to have kickoffs an hour apart, I just don't understand the logic there. Why would you split the audience? Because football fans are going to watch football. And if you have them flipping back and forth or doing, the best thing the NFL can hope for and these networks is picture in picture to where they're getting their ad revenue on both channels. But who knows? Whatever. I don't make those decisions. I think it's ridiculous. But point being, Saints play tomorrow. So it's rare on a Sunday I get to represent for the Ravens. It is rival game. They're playing the Bengals, which love Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Don't get me wrong, but been a Ravens fan for over 20 years. They are my AFC team. They are my secondary team, my B team, if you will. So rocking some Raven stuff. Wearing big baggy zip up hoodie today because all my Raven shirts I got rid of them because they're huge on me. I lost all that weight. This is huge on me. This is an XL. It's gigantic, but it's comfy. I'm in the AC. Why the hell not? So we are rocking it. We'll be talking fantasy football. We got kickoffs here in just a little bit. Let's see who's doing what. Kyler, the sad little Giants fan. Yeah, they're probably, we'll see what happens. They're nothing special. I feel your pain. It's like being a Saints fan back in the 90s and early 2000s. What's the point? If you rep your team, that's what I was doing. You rep your team knowing it's going nowhere. It's kind of what you got going on this year. So good to see all of you. I'm born in Roma. I'm an Arizona fan. I know we talked about it last week, speaking of, but hey, they could turn it around and rebuild. It's just one of those deals where, like, I'm messing with Kyler about the Giants. They have some pieces to build with. They just got embarrassed by the worst team to get embarrassed by last week because everybody's been on that Cowboys bandwagon this week, especially Cowboys fans. That false hope, that I'm sure Cowboys fans feel like they're winning the Super Bowl this year. I'm Steve. You surprised they cleared out the staff? You must be talking to Adolfo. Finishing up an oil change real quick. Just a few minutes. No worries, Nick. We'll be here. Digging the Ravens gear. There'll be a great game. Yeah, that's the game I'm looking forward to. But I'll be watching Red Zone because it's not like I can have audio playing or anything like that. Which I can have it on the TV over here. Have Red Zone going, but I'll just have it rolling on this top monitor just so we can kind of keep up, and it'll just be me and you guys chatting. Let's go Ravens, baby. F you, Philly. Hope my Cowboys take care of the ball today. My Cowboys, Dak. Yeah, exactly. That's who you need to worry about. Browns and Steelers, the other Monday night game. Yeah, I couldn't remember who the other one was. It just doesn't make any sense to split the audience like that. Good to see you, Walters. Let's see. Giants versus Cardinals today. Ooh, doo-doo shootout. So, yeah, the Giants should win that game, but you never know because Arizona's defense played great last week. Colorado. Oh, wow. Yeah, I was up. Man, they couldn't walk off that field without a W. The media overhyped it. The media helped them overhype it. It was a great game. It's just, oh, man, boy, if they would have lost that game. Now, look, they can't play like that against Oregon, against USC, or against Utah. They're going to get ran out the stadium if they play like that. That's great that they persevered. Travis is going to be out a few weeks. That was a cheap shot. Oh, that was a cheap shot. It really was. But we'll see what happens. I think they'll still be competitive in those games, but you want to talk about it, it'd be impressive if they pull out some wins. If they can win 2 out of 3 of those games, that'll be like the most impressive thing I've seen in football in a long time. Because nobody except diehard Colorado Buffalo fans I think after last night, are expecting them to beat Oregon and USC, let alone Utah, because people aren't saying Utah, but the Utes are great. They're also ranked above Colorado, and they're really good. Like, that's the three challenges this year for Colorado's schedule: the Utes, the Ducks, and the Trojans. If they can come away with 2 out of 3, wow. There's a chance they lose all 3. There's a chance they win 1 and 2. Obviously, there's a chance for every combination of that, but I really believe if they can win 2 out of the 3, the Ducks, if they beat the Ducks, I'll feel so much better about them playing USC. But if they get stomped by Oregon, I'm counting them out against USC. I'm just saying. I'm a fan. I'm rooting for them, but man, call it what it is. We'll see what happens, though. Any given Saturday when it comes to college football. Down 10 points when I went to bed. Yeah, they double overtime. They won. Slightly nervous about the game today. 10-4. Dak don't give the ball away. It's hard to beat them boys. Here come the Cowboys fans. Jesus. It was a crazy good comeback. Did they throw it? Oh, yeah. No, wait. No, with the late hit on. Now, the targeting, roughing the passer that happened on Shador when he racked his helmet back, he got tossed. But it was late in the game. But as far as who took out Travis, he just got a penalty. He didn't get ejected. That was the most blatant. You want to talk about a flag-ridden game. I've never seen so many yellow flags get thrown in a football game in my life. That was flag-ridden. Just Colorado State alone had like 9 or 10 personal fouls. Just personal fouls. Like every other play was a flag on somebody. It was unbelievable. It was absolutely unbelievable. Just going to woke up this morning. Yep. Yeah, they didn't throw him out. There was a flag on the play, but they didn't throw him out. And Travis ended up in the hospital. He came back in for a little while, but they ended up taking him to the hospital in the middle of the game. So, but I got to tell you what, Shador showed poise again. And I'm glad Shiloh had the showing he did, because the whole game, you know how it is when you're into a game, you're talking to the TV, like the players can hear you. Once Shiloh had his pick 6 in the first quarter, I was so amped up for him specifically, because it's like his brother gets all the love. All the talk is Shador and Travis. And Shiloh's become an afterthought, even though he's leading the team in tackles and everything. Like, he's a force on defense for Colorado. So that was a good statement game for him. I don't know how many solo tackles he had. He was in on a ton of tackles. He had at minimum 8 or 9 assisted tackles at minimum, plus the pick for the touchdown and a forced fumble. So that's what I wanted to see, a statement game for Shiloh. Like, hey, there's more than one Sanders son on this team that can make a difference. Because Shador showed poise. He really did. You can't watch the end of that game and not think highly of Shador Sanders' skill set and ability. It was another great game for him. Another 4 touchdowns, another almost 400 yards. He had a great game. Shador, his poise will translate to the NFL very well. His want to stay in the pocket is going to translate very well. Because everybody wants to run first now. It doesn't change the quarterback position, but pocket passers still win MVPs. Just saying. Running all the time, the running quarterbacks get hurt all the time. They get hurt pretty often. Like Jalen Hurts had 14 rushing touchdowns last year. He's not looking like the same player already. And we'll see he'll be fine throughout the season, but longevity is usually the issue with these running quarterbacks that have a run first mentality instead of stepping up in the pocket. So, and I love that Shador has the pocket mindset. That's that Tom Brady effect of Tom Brady mentoring him. That's what that is, that pocket presence. So we 5 minutes and 43 seconds away from kickoff. Well, at least from red zone starting. So we got a few more minutes before it gets going. It's been a flaggy season, both in college and pro, for sure. Oh, they said they didn't. Let me see some of the questionable ejections that happened. Yeah, for sure. 17 penalties for 180 yards. Talking about shooting yourself in both feet. Shador is a champion in the making. I agree. He's showing real poise. Tom Brady is your mentor. You make those game time drives. He literally said it in the post-game interview. He said Brady mode. That was hilarious. And Tom Brady made a post talking about it. He said, Brady mode, I'm trying to be in Shador mode, like putting the shine back on the young man. But that's gonna pay dividends having Tom Brady mentor that boy. I say that boy, he's 20. I mean, he's still a boy, but he's a young man, I guess is the better way to say it. That he shows real pocket presence and poise under pressure. That's going to translate. Well, that boy, he is going to make a lot of money. He already makes a lot of money, but he's going to make a lot of money in the NFL. I think it'd be a good. Excited to see Shador. And who do you think would be a good fit for him? Honestly, with his mentality, I think he could play for Belichick. I think he can because he's used to his dad riding his ass his whole life. His dad's, don't get me wrong, he takes care of him, but he's also tough as shit on him. Like I said, I've watched the Sanders boys grow up on television and on social media and everything. And Deion Sanders is hard on them boys. He's a great dad, but he's tough on them. And like they've gotten to this place. Like when Shador was younger, he was way harder on Shador than he is now because Shador has molded to where he is now because of the way he was brought up. So, point being, I think he could mentally handle what it takes to be the starting quarterback for Bill Belichick, especially being mentored by Bill Belichick's greatest player of all time, greatest quarterback he's ever had. So I really think that would be a good move for the Patriots. I do. I think he'll be a good fit anywhere, but as far as a more challenging place to play where he could really insert himself into the culture, it's New England. I really do. I think he'd be a great move for New England. Almost time. A little over 3 minutes. We have 11 people in here. I appreciate you guys. So yeah, like I said, we'll hang out. We'll play it by ear. We'll see how it goes through halftime. We might end up staying through the full first set of games like we did last week. I don't know. We'll see. So, who's rooting for what and who's got what in fantasy? Let's talk a little bit of fantasy. It's nice to talk college about what happened last night because there was a lot of drama. There was a lot of dramatics going on last night. It was a great game. It was not the game it was hyped to be. Honestly, that was a better game than it was hyped to be. That's what an in-state rivalry looks like. That was an in-state rivalry game for sure. It just happened to have all of the focus of the sports world. I mean, the list of celebrities that were there through the last couple of days, and then like Lil Wayne walking them out and playing with the Buffalo with Ralphie and all that stuff, on top of The Rock being there and doing all the stuff this weekend. Which speaking of, Friday morning, I watched First Take. Like while I was working out, I had it playing on even though they have it on the TVs, I can't hear it. So in my headphones, instead of playing music, I was watching First Take and then the Pat McAfee show. And I'm watching The Rock all morning, right? And I had no idea SmackDown was in Denver. Had I known that, I would have totally saw that coming, that him and Pat were going to be on SmackDown Friday night. Because as soon as I turned on SmackDown and Pat's music hit, I said, well, right before his music hit, it shows where they're at, the graphic, Denver, Colorado. I said, holy shit, they're less than an hour down the street. Pat's music hits. I said, oh God, The Rock's going to be here tonight. Because the reason I get excited for that is I get the emotion when the crowd pops like that. You can feel the crowd's emotion because when If You Smell hit and the crowd came up, man, I can only imagine how those guys feel when that happens because it's for them and their music, so that's the feeling The Rock can't get anywhere else. No matter what movies he makes, no matter where he goes in the world, he doesn't get the reaction and the feeling anywhere else than when his theme music hits in an arena. So badass. It was great. Like I said, I totally would have saw it coming if I would have known SmackDown was in Denver. Soon as the graphics showed Denver, Colorado, I said, oh shit, there's a real possibility. And sure enough, here comes Pat's music. So I knew that was going to lead into The Rock coming out. And if there was any doubt when Austin Theory came out, I was like, oh, okay. So they got that's the crash test dummy for them to do moves to. Austin Theory, that makes sense. Belichick builds champions. Well, I mean, the ultimate pairing for him to have Tom Brady, that was the ultimate pairing. It's just He's not getting younger. That's an old man now. And if he ever wants a shot at another championship, he needs somebody with the poise of Shedeur Sanders, a leader like that, with the skill set. So I don't know. If not New England, I'm sure Dallas would love to have him. And Deion's made it clear he doesn't. And which in the past, when he was still coaching the kids, back before he even went to Jackson State, he was saying he would never go to the NFL because grown men are difficult to coach. They all make money, a ridiculous amount of money. They're hard to coach. And he said it again on Rich Eisen's show because the rumors of, Jerry would want him. And we talked about it last week here on this particular live stream about the package deal of, all right, I'll come to Dallas, but you got to draft Shedeur and get us together. That would make sense, but I understand where Deion's coming from, and I don't think it's he's blowing smoke up anybody's ass. I think he means it. He says it. He's been consistent over the years of saying we'd go into halftime with 53, and I'd come out of the locker room with 38 because I cut everybody because I ain't got time for that. So it makes sense. I can respect that. So maybe he builds something long term with Colorado, and Shedeur goes on his own in the NFL. Nothing wrong with that. That's how that stuff works. But I could, even without Deion Sanders, I can't imagine Jerry not wanting, if he's got the right opportunity to get Shedeur. I have faith in Mac Jones's confidence and completion percentage always impress me. Nothing wrong with Mac Jones. I'm just saying hypotheticals here because I don't think Shedeur is coming out this year. He's going to play another year for his dad. He'll be in Colorado next year. And he'll be the number 1 overall pick that following draft. I don't think him or Travis are coming out this year. No, they're going to stay another year. They're going to get 2 years under their belt of the national stage playing for Deion. Yep. Really build their stock. Shedeur is going to make $10 million next year in college. His current NIL before this past game was $5.1 million or something like that. He'll be worth $10 million. He'll make $10 million before the season's out. And he'll go into next season at minimum being at 10 million NIL evaluation. That's crazy. So here we go. Early games. Chiefs, Jags, Bears, Bucks, Chargers, who? I didn't see. Titans. Okay, that's who's kicking off right now. Titans are kicking the ball down to LA. Let's see what happens here. Playing in Tennessee. Cincinnati kicking the ball to Baltimore. Out the end zone. And then Jacksonville's getting the ball first in Kansas City. So that's an interesting matchup because it was interesting last year when Jacksonville played Kansas City. Travis Kelce's suiting up today, so that should be a difference maker. We need you, H-Town. Get up, get loud. Yeah, there you go. Texans kicking the ball off. I see a lot of people picking the Texans to win by a few over Indianapolis this week. It'll probably be a pretty close game. I think this is a good opportunity for Anthony Richardson. I also think that's stupid how they changed that rule. He just called fair catch on like the 4 on the kickoff, and now they're going to get the ball to 25. That's stupid. I hate that they changed that rule. That's stupid. I'm sorry. So let's take a look at the fantasy lineups while we're at it, shall we? So I touched on this in yesterday's live stream on the Fragrance channel. This is my Dynasty League. Alexander Madison shit the bed on me completely, but I had a great outing from Devontae Smith. But in turn, I played Justin Jefferson. The fumble lost is -4 points, so he would have had 26.9 if he hadn't lost the fumble. And then Jordan Hicks had a pretty good game against me. That's solid. You get 9.5 points out of a linebacker. That's a really good game. 8 solo tackles, 3 assists. So we got a lot going on in this window. And then Danielle Hunter, I totally missed on that. To have a defensive end, give 15.5, that's huge because he had 5 solo tackles, 3 assists, and 3 of those solo tackles were sacks, which are 3 points apiece. So, yeah, 15.5. That's a huge game for a defensive end. Totally missed on that. So we'll see what happens here. Herbert's 0-1. He's got an incompletion so far. And then on the other side, I was very torn. So A.J. Brown shit the bed on me. But I got tore up by Swift, man. Swift lit me up. That long touchdown, so that long touchdown got bonus points. and you go 30, 40, 50, 60 yards. I think it's at 50. Once it hits 50 plus yards on the touchdown, that's the cap for the bonus. So you get an extra point each bonus. And then 4 extra points from the kicker. But I was really torn with going with A.J. Dillon over Isaiah Pacheco. I started Pacheco in both leagues instead of Dalvin Cook this week. Because the Jags is a much better matchup than it was last week for Pacheco. But with Aaron Jones out, I was super torn. I was like 50-50. It was a legitimate like coin toss on who should I start. And I ended up sticking with Pacheco. Even though he's projected less points, you can't always go off of projections. You got to go with your gut in the matchup. If you feel the matchup's just that good, you go with the matchup. The opportunity in the matchup seemed better for Pacheco. I feel like there's real potential for, 15 plus touches, and I think he's going to score a receiving touchdown this week. That's just my gut talking here. So we'll see what happens. I'm expecting a bounce back from Burrow, even though Baltimore's defense is always good. Odell with the 5-yard catch. Good to see Odell. Man, I love Odell Beckham. I posted something earlier this week on my Instagram stories. LSU had posted it about the one-handed touchback when he was in LSU. They kicked off to him, and he just caught it like this in the back of the end zone and kneeled it. And I put, people forget that, and I tagged OBJ. I didn't know if he was going to share it or not, but so people forget that Odell was him before being him was a thing. People forget how good Odell Beckham's hands are. Tip ball, incomplete. How about Josh Allen sucking last week? What are you talking about giving a game away? Josh Allen cost him that game. Okay, Devontae Adams. Okay, touchdown. That's a team gate score right there. It's going to be right over here. You see the red because they were in the red zone. So Jacoby Myers is out this week. So that's even more because Jacoby Myers scored twice last week, I believe. I got him on my bench. Yeah, he scored twice last week. He had a great game. He had 37. So that's just that many more targets for Devontae Adams. There we go. 1 for 17. That was before the touchdown. Here we go. 2 for 33 with a touchdown. Right already, he's got 15.3 points. So how many targets he had last week? 9 targets, 6 for 66. I don't like that number. But it was okay, just serviceable and nothing special. He had 12 points. But for his level, that's very subpar. But it's good to see that, he's off and running here right away. I have a 72% win probability currently with the players in and the scores the way they are, and that includes projections for the games later. So we'll see what happens. So he must have taken a sack. So if I was to switch to the classic style, you can see when they take sacks. See, if I go older version, this is how it used to be when we first started this league over a decade ago. This league's 13 years ago. So see how it shows 1 sack against? Yeah, so -1. When quarterbacks get sacked in this league, it's -1. Fumbles lost and interceptions are -4. Missed field goals are -1. So even though it's score heavy, there's also a lot of ways to lose points too. This is such a fun league. But this is the old format for the live scoring. So I might leave it on this because you can really see the breakdown this way. See? So even everybody getting a tackle. A tackle's a point no matter what position you play. So that's like he lost the fumble, but he got the tackle for who picked up the fumble. So he lost 4 but gained a point back. So technically the overall is a -3. Matt keeps cool during the blitz and maintains control 99% of his throws. I forgot Philly played Thursday. Damn, someone needs to handle them. Lamar throwing darts. Anthony Richardson just scored. So that's what I'm saying. There was a lot of people picking, one of the picks on NFL Network I saw, I forgot who it was, picked the Texans 23-21. And I'm not saying that won't be the final score, but I don't know. I just feel like this is going to be kind of a statement game for Anthony Richardson to really ball out, to really get some stats up towards the Offensive Rookie of the Year runnings. Because he's my pick for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I said it last week. I said it before our redraft draft because I picked him as my backup in this league. He's my backup quarterback. He's right there. He's my backup to Burrow. So I fully expect him to show out. So here I'm the underdog. Neither of us have anybody playing right now from what I can see. Oh, it just needs to be refreshed. That's why. But I say for us to not have anybody playing, that's kind of weird. Oh, wow. He's off and running. So, yeah, I'm playing against Devontae Adams. So a double whammy. It helped me in one league, hurt me in the other. Damn. It is what it is. Which I'm 0-1 in this league, 1-0 in the other. Which some of the teams are overlap. So, see it, one-time world champ, Dub, it's J-Dub, it's his nickname. He is also, see if I can go to where the scores are. He is also Buffalo Bill Yacht brand right here in this league. So we don't have all the exact same team owners in both leagues. There's overlap, but it's not all the exact same people. Yeah, not off to a good start here, but I need Burrow to have a really good game this week. Buffalo's already allowing points. Good job. And Richardson got that touchdown. Kansas City got a sack with 0. See, I thought this was a bad matchup. That's why I wanted to start Buffalo over Las Vegas. Because Las Vegas doesn't have a scary offense, but lo and behold, they score quick. They scored very quick. Speaking of, Tampa Bay lining up for a field goal. Talk about an uninteresting game. Chicago and Tampa Bay. It's good. Chicago wearing the orange uniforms, though. They look cool. Orange helmets, orange jerseys. Definitely look cool. Kenny Walker getting tackled for a huge loss. Ravens about to score. And he's in. Is that Gus Edwards? Yep. Touchdown, Gus Edwards. Go Ravens. So we got some early scores in this early window of games. OBJ getting manhandled. I think Burrow's going to have one of those games today. I sure hope so. After last week, he needs it. So it's hard to criticize Burrow for the game he had because he missed a lot of practice in the offseason during training camp because he was coming off that injury and he didn't play in the preseason. So week one, he's got to get the rust out. So I expect him to have kind of not necessarily a statement game this week. Like the statement would be, we're going to be fine, guys. Y'all calm down. That's the statement that could be made because I think he'll have one of those 350, 400-yard, 3-touchdown type of games where it's not mind-blowing, oh, my God, one of the greatest Burrow games we've ever seen, but it's like he's that guy. Y'all calm down. He can lead the team. We're good. Look at the, feeding everybody. Jamar Chase will get some. Higgins will get some, So I think it's going to be one of those types of games. Tannehill taking the snap. No Derrick Henry in. Handoff, 1 yard, if that. Push back. Pretty much line of scrimmage. Mahomes with 5 passing yards. I guess that's their first series then. Scores around the league. Balls deep got 64 already. That's because Cousins had a really good game. Did lose a fumble, but see, 140-plus yard passing touchdown, that was a bonus. Because passing touchdowns we used to be in the CBS league. We switched to Yahoo like 3 years ago. We got tired of paying for the league for nothing really special. Because certain leagues you got to pay for. There's just to use the league, you got to pay it. Like the Dynasty league, we pay for this league. Which I'm going to go back to this standard scoring. Here we go. So we pay for this league. So anybody interested and you want in-depth Dynasty leagues, myfantasyleague.com. There's other league sources out there, but this is top rated. This is good shit right here. Very in-depth. Like there's so much And go to all the different league homes all the way back to 2016, which our league's much older than that. For those of you that weren't here last week, you can see all the league champions over here. We've had 12 Super Bowls so far, which I have 3 Super Bowls with 7 Super Bowl appearances. So you can see I won the inaugural year. Me right there. Then Keith, my cousin, who's the commissioner. Then me again. My cousin, Alex, Brad, my cousin, me, my cousin. And then this is Lance, who took over the team with Patrick Mahomes and Derrick Henry last year because that owner had to get out. He took over the team and then had Patrick Mahomes and ended up winning with him. So, but yeah, I've been in 7 of these 12 Super Bowls and won 3 of them. We have championship rings, which my rings are still packed. I haven't completely unpacked the room yet, but we have trophies in one league, rings in the other, and of course we play for money. So. Threw a pass to his lineman. Really? I wasn't looking up. Fields with the run. I feel like all Fields can do is run. You never see anything like, wow, what an amazing laser of a throw. So pinpoint accurate. I never see that with him. Burrow's got the ball. Right back. Still listening on the Bluetooth. I appreciate you, man. Here we go. Dump off the Boyd. Like 6. How about 6 yards? See, this is one of those games that's really fun. This is going to be a dog fight. No matter who's on the rosters, it's always a dog fight with Baltimore and Cincinnati. That's one of the best rivalries in the NFL. Maybe I'm biased because it's always a good game, and I'm a Ravens fan, and I like Cincinnati. I've always liked Cincinnati because I was always an Ocho fan. Chad Johnson, I loved Ocho. The Carson Palmer days, I was a fan back then. Hell, even when Boomer Esiason was quarterback when I was a kid. I don't know, maybe just drawn to the uniforms and everything. I've always liked Cincinnati. It's not like it's my team or anything. You know, certain teams you're like, oh, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing them do well. They're one of those teams for me, just like Miami. I like Miami a lot. I've got some Miami apparel and stuff. Have for years. One of my first jerseys was Dan Marino. Uh-oh, cutting loose. So DJ Moore is getting him some. That's his second big reception. It's these little intermediate routes, and then he's making plays. That's an open field right there. So it's not Justin Fields, it's this like knife in the defense. It's he's getting it to his playmakers quickly, which is smart football. Give him that. It's smart football. He's getting it out to the playmakers and letting them make a play. Fact. Absolute fact. Yeah, I'm with you on that. See what's going on over here. Yeah, get to moving them chains, Burrow. Pacheco's got a 4-yard rush. I mean, it's going to be pretty hard for me to win this week in this league. I mean, look at what I'm playing against. Mahomes, Devontae Adams. I'm playing against Moore, who's got 2 great receptions so far. I'm literally watching him knife me up. Scary Terry and Saquon. DeAndre Swift already tore me up. Ingram, you never know, but yeah, it's an uphill battle. I mean, 85% chance to win. I'm not surprised. I'm probably going to lose this game unless some cool shit starts happening on this side of the ball. You know? Not a good matchup for me at all, especially with A.J. Brown shitting the bed on Thursday. That just started – the week just started bad. He shit the bed, and DeAndre Swift tore me up. That was just a bad start. Look at Fields. Walk in. Well, I'd rather Fields run that touchdown in than uh-oh. Indy scored again. I didn't see who scored for him, though. They're kicking the extra point. Yeah, they're running away from Houston already. Houston I always root for. I was always an Andre Johnson fan back in the David Carr days. And then I liked Arian Foster and Mario Williams. I was a Mario Williams fan. I like Mario Williams, but mainly Andre Johnson. Big Andre Johnson fan. He still lives in Houston. He goes to all the games and everything. I've met Andre Johnson, by the way. Andre Johnson's cool as fuck. But I was a fan of his long before I met him. I met him a few years ago when I was at Mercedes. Like I told you, athletes used to come through there all the time. For those of you that were here last week for that conversation. Here we go. Bills in the red zone on the 15. Yeah, I usually rep the teams where I live near. As long as they're with professional teams, as long as they're in the AFC, I'll root for them. But like Jacksonville and I can't. I'm not really going to root for. Obviously, not Tampa Bay because I'm a Saints fan. That's my division. Yeah, I'm not. Absolutely not. So nothing against the Bucks, but I'm not rooting for the Bucks. And then with Jacksonville, I like Jacksonville. It's just if I'm going to root for a Florida team, I've always been a Dolphins fan. Because trust me, all the rack stores I've been going to, there's loads of Dolphins and Jaguars stuff. And I've been debating on updating my Dolphins stuff. It's been a long time since I bought anything other than a Dolphins hat, which I haven't bought a Dolphins hat in a long time. Okay, Mike Williams. Good play in the red zone. Come on, Herbert. Throw a touchdown. Don't just throw it away. All right, Buffalo moving the chains a little bit. 3rd and 3. Uh-oh. Ooh, what a hit. Diggs took a shot. Short of the first. Just shy. Less than a half a yard. Shit. Played UTEP years ago living in El Paso. I've heard of him, but I never saw any of his games. I'm assuming he's pretty good. Andre Johnson was such a stud. Him and Steve Smith were such badasses. Hell yeah, I love me some Steve Smith. And I've never been one to root for the Panthers, but I love Steve Smith. I always did. I love Steve Smith. Those dudes that just have that dog mentality that just fuck you. I'm gonna do my thing. That mentality, I love it. I love it. Still love listening to Steve Smith on the network now because he's always on TV. You know, I love Steve Smith. Dogs. Yeah, exactly. That's the best word for it. Dogs. They got that dog mentality. Love it. Talk it and back it up. Respectfully, but assertively. People mistaking it for arrogance. It's just confidence and being able to back it up. Bills got the first. I'd have went for it too. It was less than a half a yard. Let's get a Diggs touchdown. Let's help out old Team Gates. Well, or we can just get a rushing touchdown for Latavius Murray. That helps no one. Fantastic. That helps no one. I mean, good for him. Once a Saint, once a Raven too. Actually, he's played all over the league. He's been playing for a long time. He's in his 30s. For a running back, that's old. If you can still manage to get touches in the NFL in your early to mid-30s, you're doing something right because that's rare these days. They don't run running backs till the wheels fall off anymore. They used to. That's how Emmitt Smith got his records. He just freaking played forever. I wonder what kind of numbers those guys would pick up nowadays, right? I mean, Steve Smith, before he went to Baltimore, when he was in Carolina, he had Jake Delhomme throwing him the ball, who's never been anything special. Josh Reynolds with a touchdown for Detroit. Very few people did that help. Let's see what's going on over here. Live score. Pacheco's still not doing shit. Not much out of Herbert here. 5 for 8 with 41 yards. He took that sack. Diggs has 3 for 18. Mark Andrews 2 for 16. At least he's playing this week. Taysom Hill did jack shit last week for me. And Goff with that 21-yard touchdown. Stroud lost the fumble already. He was efficient, 3 for 4, but lost the damn fumble. That explains why Indy scored. It must have been a defensive touchdown. It wasn't Shaq Leonard, so doesn't benefit me. Garoppolo's looked efficient, but then you see that pick to go with the touchdown. Josh Jacobs, three rushes for -2 yards. Damn. Atlanta's moving the ball. Ritter with a decent run. A good open field tackle. All right, Mahomes working the ball again. Game is soft these days. Yeah, no shit. No shit. Think of the early 2000s Buccaneers defense, the Raiders, the Ravens, the Steelers. Think of those defenses and put them in today's NFL. People would be getting ejected left and right. What's mind-blowing to me, I understand players are more explosive in the modern era, but the level of injury prone is unreal. Unreal. Everybody gets hurt for everything all the time. And you can't hit them. Not like you used to be able to. Like what happened to Shador last night when that helmet smoked him and old boy got ejected? That was regular football. Used to be. Now, yeah, I understood why he got ejected because the rules call for his ass to get ejected. Football's different, man. I'm telling you. Before I die, they'll be running around with a flag belt. It's coming. It's coming one day. It's not going to be quite two-hand touch. It's going to be more like flag football when it's all said and done. But it's great for our fans. Final scores are usually 105-80. Watch. I give it 20 years. 20 years before we're the NFFL, National Flag Football League. It's coming. It's the inevitable. It is the inevitable. The NFFL. It's coming. Uh-oh. Stuffed him. Green Bay's red zone defense is holding up pretty well. 3rd and goal from like the half-yard line. Dameon Pierce stopped at the line of scrimmage. They're in the red zone, though. Houston's back in the red zone quick. I want to see Stroud show me a little promise. I drafted him. He's my project. You got to have a project quarterback. Kind of groom and see what they develop into. These highly touted college quarterbacks. I get one every year. I love North Carolina, and they've been like, I'm probably going to draft Drake May when he comes out this year. And like I've drafted the last 3 North Carolina prospects. 0 for 3. I'm 0 for 3 with them. They haven't amounted to anything. We'll see. Stroud's got a chance. He's highly touted. He's got a good size. We'll see. I'll give him 3 years. Unless he's just terrible this year and next year, then he won't get the full 3 years. But he's got to show me flashes this year. Like I got to see like 2 or 3 statement games where it's like, okay, there's something here to build on. Stupid because a lot of it you can't control. Yeah, for sure. It's just the speed of the game. This is, elite athletes going full speed at each other. It's hard to do that and hold each other's hands. That was a nice play. Even though it was a throwaway, that was a nice play by Stroud. So that's the kind of shit I want to see. That was a good decision. Very athletic move. Young Hoku in for, wow. Green Bay pushed him back a little more. Green Bay's red zone defense held up really well. Atlanta's on the board. 3rd and 6 for Houston. They need to come away with at least a field goal here. I'd like to see him score. Like I said, I want to see some flashes. I don't expect him to win this game. I really think it's going to be a big game for Anthony Richardson, but we'll see. Touchdown. There we go. That's what I want to see. He put it up high where only Collins could get it. Jump ball. Touchdown, C.J. Stroud to Collins. Okay. Nico Collins coming out of nowhere. This back-to-back good games so far. Because, to have a touchdown this early, that's you already winning. You're already in good shape as a receiver. Well, he was open too. Shit. There we go. Like, I'd like to see Texas score 3 touchdowns, but I have a feeling Indy's going to score 5. We'll see, though. Tampa Bay moving the ball. Baker Mayfield. The Bake Show. See what he's got. On the run. Staying in the... Okay. Uh-oh. Tripped up. Almost got the first. I get frustrated because I played D, and you can't control the targeting area sometimes. No doubt. No doubt. I mean, when you come up, you're taught hit somebody. That's what football is. You hit somebody. It's a violent game. Look, I don't want to see nobody get paralyzed on the field, but I want to see motherfuckers limp getting up a little bit. I don't want devastating injury, but I want to see people get hit. You're getting paid millions of dollars to play a game we play for free as kids. You know what I mean? You're getting paid millions. Life-changing generational wealth for a lot of these players. If you're on that top tier, you're in that top 20% of the NFL's pay scale, it's generational wealth in today's game for sure. You'd be all right. I want to see you motherfuckers hit. I want to hear that bone-cracking plastic-on-plastic sound when helmets clash and stuff like that. I want to see that. That's the sacrifice you sign up for to make all that money to play a child's game. It's just how I feel. Difference between a dirty hit and a hit stick. Yep, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that for sure. So let's see. Any change in the points? Pacheco ain't doing shit. At least he got a reception. Didn't get no yards out of it. Yeah, nothing crazy going on. Let's check the other league. Yeah, it's not looking good. We're not off to a good start here in the Redraft League. For those of you who didn't know, this is a PPR Redraft League. This is a Dynasty League with a different scoring system, 40-man roster. We start everything except offensive linemen and punters. We have defensive ends, linebackers, cornerbacks, safeties, and the usual offensive positions. And for those of you that maybe this is your first time watching the stream, it's only the second time we do this stream. If you ever were wondering what TLTG stands for, there it is. Where did I get it from? Right there in the matchups. I'm playing Team A Train, the legendary Team Gay, so TLTG versus TAT. That is exactly where I was like, hey, why not? Because in my friend circle, I get called this, the acronym, because it's easier to say that than the mouthful that is the legendary Team Gates. So, because this is where the team name started. Used to be that. It turned into that. And it's not just from this league. I'll just give you guys an idea. I'll pull this off just in case there's any sensitive information that gets shown. Where is it? It's not what I'm looking for. Let's go to more. Where's my profile? That's what I want to look at. I want to look at my profile. No. Where's it at? Is my basketball league not active on here? What the hell? I looked at it the other day. I don't know why I'm not able to pull up my basketball stats, but oh well. If I was to show you my fantasy basketball stats over the years, you'd be like, holy shit. Yeah. I've placed in the top 3 in like the 16, 17 years we've had that league. More than that, maybe. I think it's like 17 or 18 years. I've placed in the top 3 probably 11 times. I've won a few championships. I took second place last year. I've taken second. I've been in the finals. 8 times. 8 times I've made the finals or something like that, and I've won like 4, maybe 5. I might have won 5. I've won a lot in basketball, and that's where I've made the joke. It's like, oh, my team's becoming legendary, because I'm always in the mix for money. Because once you make the last game, we usually split the money instead of a first place winning being so much higher than second place. We do have it structured that way, but usually somebody will, will offer the split. Let's split the pot and just play for the ring. Well, in football, Dynasty League, we play for a ring, and then we play for a trophy in the redraft, which I've only won this league once, which Dub only won it one time, too. He changed his name to that. But I'm usually in the playoffs. I was a playoff team last year, too. Usually 7-7 will get you in the playoffs. Usually being a tie, you got to win some tiebreakers to get in there because the top 6 make it. Whereas my Dynasty League's an 8-man league. There you go. I'm third in the power rankings right now. Because we've only had 1 week. I scored 208 points. That was the third most points. So, but yeah, this is a very in-depth league. And as far as the pick'em pool, we all made the survivor pool. Right now, because Dallas hasn't played yet, I picked them for the survivor pool. This is the first time we all made it past week 1 in the survivor pool. Because once you lose, you're out. There's no money in the survivor pool. We do play for $50 in the pick'em pool, but the overall, there's a lot of money on the line for the season. There's a lot more money on the line. But this is just a little something extra. So having a shit go at it so far. I mean, this is active scores because the game's just started. So right now I'm currently only have 3 correct because Buffalo's not covering the spread right now and down. Cincinnati, LA, Detroit. Like, see what I'm saying? Like the game that's going to change as these games progress. So we'll see what happens. Let's get back to that. KC should punch it in the next possession. They pin the Jags deep. So we go Jordan Love working the rock. 3rd and 10. On the run, he's got that. And then some. It was like 21, 22 yards. Hell of a run by Jordan Love. He's much better this year than I thought he was going to be. I figured they would have been like, oh, shit, I wish Aaron wouldn't have left. No, Packers are looking like they're going to be just fine with Jordan Love so far. He's looking like he's going to be that guy for him. Well, pretty much in the red zone. Yeah, they're on the 19. They're in the red zone. That angle I couldn't tell. Timeout. Game rewind. I ain't worried about that. Same thing, God. Yeah, there's a whole lot of nothing going on in fantasy right now for me. Not in this league, anyways. Anthony Richardson with 2 rushing touchdowns. He's going to be this year's Jalen Hurts. He's going to have double-digit rushing touchdowns because he's run first. His longevity is not going to be there if that's what he wants to do. That's a young quarterback mentality for sure. Ooh, Trevor Lawrence set him up for failure. That was a hit. Hung him out to dry. Damn. He hung Christian Kirk out to dry. Okay. Let's do something. Let's take a deep shot, Herbert. Oof, that was a dangerous throw. He caught it, though. That was a dangerous throw. Herbert hung him out to dry, too. Back-to-back plays of quarterbacks hanging the receiver out to dry. Get nailed. Ooh. James Cook made something out of nothing. He got like 3 yards. I haven't seen the Chiefs hit. Oh, are you talking about the Christian Kirk hit? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The Bears. I gotta say, those all orange uniform, well, white pants with the orange jersey and orange helmet. I love the orange helmet. They look dope. It does look cool. It's like a Color Rush uniform. Remember when they did the Color Rush outfits? Ooh, ooh, ooh! They can't get him down easy. Took a deep sack. Watching the Seahawks and the Lions. Lions are so good this year. You got to love Dan Campbell. He's such a good players coach. He really is. All right, Stroud. Oof. The blitz came in hot. Down he went. -1. Let's get let's see, what would that be? A 37, 37-yard touchdown would be great. Or not. Nice run. Nice run, but a 37-yard touchdown to Diggs. I would have appreciated that. That would have been nice. All right, so working the red zone, Green Bay. Let's see what you got. A.J. Dillon stuffed at the line of scrimmage, really lost a yard, maybe 2. Depends on where they spot it. Yeah, Stroud has got a couple of sacks now. There you go, 2 sacks. I just learned something. I did not know we could do that. If you click on their box, it'll actually pull the old, because this is how the old stats, the old live scoring looked. See where they show me all his stats? Damn. So I just learned something. I've been in this league for 13 years. That's the first time I've seen that. Yeah, you got to double click. I'll be damned. Oh, you got to do it off to the side, closer to the score. Okay, that's what it is. Single click, but it's got to be close to the score. So if I do it closer to the name, there we go. Got to be in this general area. I learned something. I wonder who else in the league knows that. I'm going to have to throw that out in the group message. Hey, did you know this? Goff hasn't taken a sack. I'm sure Herbert's taken a sack. Yep, 1 sack. Stephon Diggs ain't doing shit. They are in the red zone. 2nd and 1 on the 1. Josh Allen's probably going to sneak that in. Somebody muffed a punt return. Didn't know that. So, yeah, Josh Allen. Here we go. They're on the 2, not the 1. End around, toss. Yeah, Dawson Knox. Doesn't help me, doesn't hurt me. Diggs would have been great. So whoever has Dawson Knox just got a touchdown. All right, Trevor, working the red zone on the 9. No, I'm sorry, on the 14. Flag on the play. All right. Keeping Mahomes off the field. You're lucky so for me. Yeah. The more they can keep Mahomes off the field, the better chance they have of winning the game. Jordan Love not having the most accurate go, but he's shown some good poise with his run. He's not just running the run. 3 for 7. So his completion percentage is shit right now. But you go back to Jacksonville. Uh-oh. He didn't come down with it, though. He went up and got it, but he didn't land 2 feet. That was a good effort. That was a great effort. Was that Zay Jones? That was a great effort. Almost picked him up this week. So I had DJ Chark just hurt sitting there on my bench. 1. Yeah, he only got 1 foot in. Only got 1 foot in. It was a great effort. Mike Evans with the good grab. Baker Mayfield show in the red zone. Handoff. Ooh, gonna get stuffed in the back. I got back to the line of scrimmage at least. Excuse me. A long night. I was up very late because of the Colorado game. And I was up very early. I wake up pretty early for the most part, even on Sundays. I was up at 7:30, which is kind of late for me. I normally wake up about 7. I was almost picked in Seattle. Here we go. Baker's back. Pump fake. Scramble around. Positive yardage, but yeah, nothing special. I have a feeling they're going to get held to a field goal. Field goal is most likely. 3rd and goal. You never know. If it's me right now, jump ball to Mike Evans. That's my play call. See if we get one-on-one on the outside and fade route. Now on the 4. It's perfect time to call that play. Mike Evans lined up bottom of the screen. Let's see if they do it. He handed it off. Got it, though. Touchdown. Rashad White. He got it. The last 3 plays, Rashad White touched the ball. Kind of surprised they kept going back to him. Paid off, though. Touchdown. Up 9-7. Got to line up the extra point. Oh, excuse me. Can't stop yawning. We've got a challenge in Atlanta, Green Bay. Green Bay challenging the play that I did not see. It's 4th and 1, so I'm guessing they're challenging the spot. That's what I would think, based off the limited information I have in front of me. Okay. Back to Baltimore, about to punt, ball back Cincinnati, but Baltimore's punting. Great punt. Great return. Flag. To the house, but there's a flag. Oh, if that's against Cincinnati, they're going to be so mad because he took that punt to the house. 81 yards. What's the flag, though? If it's on Cincinnati, they're going to be so pissed off because he sure did take that to the house. Chargers working the red zone in the triple box. Okay. Taking the whole team to get him down. He's still not down. Ever getting tough over here. Okay. See, I say that because I got it. He's my backup. So I like to see him getting strong on people like that. Get more opportunities like that. Okay, touchdown Green Bay, Jaden Reed. That helps no one. Uh-oh. Who scored? Josh Allen got that passing touchdown to Dawson Knox, so that updated. What else? So it's mainly just that. Oh, geez, I can't stop yawning. It's crazy. Did he get 2 feet in? 1, 2. It's the toe scraped. Okay, so that should be a touchdown for Palmer. Justin Herbert. Let's go. There's 1 foot down and then a toe swipe. They didn't count that. Really? I would have challenged that. Oh, red challenge flag. Okay, there we go. Yeah, challenge that. That's a touchdown. Hell yeah, challenge that. Hell yeah. Good call. Definitely a good call. After seeing that replay, I don't know how you can't throw the challenge flag. Los Angeles is challenging the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass. Previous play is under review. Oh, wow. Great throw, Gino. Hit him in stride. Devontae Adams caught a ball. Okay, Gino with the patience. Crazy throw, but threw out of bounds. Am I the only one watching Red Zone, or are you guys watching specific games? Look at DK. Oh, he's down right before. This is where Gino needs to oh, that's a replay. Okay. I thought that was active. So now it's missed field goal. Way left. That was awful. That was awful. My God. Good snap. Good hold. It's a bad kick. Shit. Glad I'm not a Seattle fan. All right, Mahomes working the rock. A solid completion, first down. Oh, coughed it up. Nah, he was down, though. He was down. I think, anyway. All right, Garoppolo. Stuffed in the backfield. Handoff going nowhere fast. I wish I had Red Zone. I only have the Chiefs game to watch now on Paramount. Just specific games, whatever shows on TV provider. Okay, well, it's still football. It's still something. Yeah, I always have to have Red Zone. Like, because we decided to go full on streaming services. So I'm watching Hulu Live. And that was part of the thing when Heidi was going through what we were going to do. I was like, as long as they have Red Zone, you just let me know which ones have Red Zone. Should we do YouTube TV, whatever? And Hulu was obviously option number 1, and they have the Red Zone add-on option. So I said, okay, I'm good. It's $10 a month extra. I only need it for football season. Fine. The only downside to being with Hulu is I lost Access TV, so I can't watch Impact Wrestling anymore. They had their 1,000 episodes, so I paid $1 to be a member to their YouTube channel so I could watch it on YouTube while it was streaming the other night. That was Thursday. Yeah, because it was Impact 1000. I knew there was going to be beautiful people there. Devon showed up, so you had Team 3D, and so on. Like, it was a bunch of legends showed up. Mickey James is back. So it was good to watch that. Chris Sabin won his 10th X Division title from Leo Rush, which was a great match. Love watching Leo Rush perform. He's a little shit, but he's really good in the ring. So I'm now a channel member of Impact Wrestling, so I can still watch Impact. Because if you don't have the channel Access TV, you can still watch Impact weekly by being a channel member, because it's literally a members only stream. So it was just $7 after tax. So no big deal. It cost me $1 to watch Impact. I'm fine with that. It's like having a channel add-on for $1. Carlson, that helps me. Nice field goal. I'll take that. 5 Pernts moving up, but so is he. He's now got 81. I'm getting slaughtered. My team's not doing anything. And this has been the biggest crippling thing about my team through the first 2 weeks is fucking Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is killing me. Meanwhile, I got Anthony Richardson running touchdowns in left and right over here. Now, look, I may end up regretting this later, but if Anthony Richardson ends up finishing with way more points than Burrow again, I'm starting Anthony Richardson next week. I can't keep doing this to my team. There's only 13 weeks in the regular season in the redraft league. There's 14 weeks in the regular season. Well, there's 14 weeks now because we moved up. So 14 weeks here. There's 15 weeks in the regular season here. And I don't have time to fuck around with quarterbacks. Wow. Look at this lineman with a touchdown. How'd that happen? Let's see. So Herbert's taking the snap back. He threw it to a lineman. That was a passing touchdown to a lineman. Okay, then. I mean, I'll take it. It's a Herbert passing touchdown. I'm not going to complain. So please update that for me. This is frustrating because a real good chance of going 2-0 here, but it looks like a real good chance of going 0-2 here. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, Tucker made a 44-yarder. Good. Add to the point total. That's my guy. I love Justin Tucker. Greatest kicker of all time. I don't care what anybody says. I love Justin Tucker. That is my guy. Jesus. What a great run for Bijan Robinson. Hell of a run. We got both backs spread out wide in a trips formation with a receiver. Atlanta runs some crazy formations. Okay. A lot of motion. Steps back. Ended up being a screen that got stuffed in the backfield. All that motion for a loss of like 2 yards. Tucker's won so many fantasy games for me. Yeah, hell yeah, me too. That's my guy. This is the first year that I don't have him in this league in a long time. They took him just to spite me. Brad took him, son of a bitch. Because I usually start the run on kickers, or I'll start like 2 rounds before the run on kickers just to make sure I get Justin Tucker every year. Because I have him long term in my Dynasty league, but he's the advantage at kicker. It's rare he's not number 1 in fantasy for the position. If he's not number 1, he's usually number 2. He's that consistent. Is that a third Anthony Richardson touchdown? Oh, he's being evaluated for a concussion. Lovely. That's a replay from the touchdown. Because I'm just in and out. It's red zone. It just cuts here, cuts there, and I have no audio. So I don't know. Sunday fun day. Let's go. Hell yeah. What's going on, Phil? Rick's in the house. They have Aaron Rodgers on their team. Yeah, I don't have him. I don't have him. And here's the sad part. So I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan, right? So at the draft for this league, for the redraft league, the one I go back to Louisiana every year for, because our Dynasty league, we just do that online the week after the real draft. Like we did this back in the beginning of June, this draft, because it's long term. It's not, we just draft rookies and free agents. Point being, I had Burrow. So Burrow and Rodgers have the same bye week. It's bye week 9. So the rounds are going, right? And And I'm just watching Aaron Rodgers continue to fall and fall. And as a fan of his, I'm feeling disrespected for him. So when he finally went, like me and who I'm playing in this league right here, sitting next to me is my boy. We're talking about it because he couldn't take him either. Or he ended up taking him. Yeah, he ended up taking him. Who did he pick up as his backup? Purdy. So he ended up picking up Purdy. So he ended up taking Aaron Rodgers. Was it him that took it? I don't remember, but we were talking about it. When he finally got drafted, I said, all right, I just have to say, as an Aaron Rodgers fan, on behalf of Aaron Rodgers, the sheer disrespect from you pile of fuckers on this man, for him to fall this far in the draft is beyond me. And then lo and behold, 4 snaps into his tenure as a Jet, he freaking rips his Achilles. So glad I didn't get him, but it was like, Jesus, I couldn't believe he fell so far because Garrett Wilson, if Aaron Rodgers wouldn't have got hurt and he played a full season, Garrett Wilson still might end up being, but the probability was higher for him to be a top 3 fantasy receiver this year. He was offensive rookie of the year with Zach Wilson last year. Healthy Aaron Rodgers, he was going to be Devontae Adams, basically. So, man, I feel bad for him. Lions touchdown pass. Mahomes interception, that's what I like to see because I'm playing against Mahomes. So I need to – so for those of you that like Rick, I see you watching. I don't know if you would have said something if you were here last week. So I can't play any audio or any copyrighted NFL footage. They'll literally rip the stream down. It won't just be a copyright strike. It's the NFL. They will pull this shit down. They'll fuck with my channel. It's the NFL. They don't play. So it's just me talking while I'm watching with everybody else. And I got my leagues pulled up. And we talked about the Colorado game for a little bit, talked some college football. That's why we start 15 minutes before kickoff. It's just a small crowd, just a couple of us hanging out talking some football. Glad you're here, though. A lot of these games are pretty sloppy. A lot of them. I wonder if Josh Allen's going to cost them a game this week. Because even though they're up 14-10, I mean, it's not like they're running away from Las Vegas. They're in the red zone. They're on the 2. Good defense. Good defense. Stuffed them. Let's see. Any drastic changes here? No. Nothing wild has happened as of yet. So here we go. 4th and goal from the 1. Let's see what they do. Let's see if timeout. Let's see if Las Vegas can hold up here. Because I'm sorry, when you get on the 1, 4th and goal is a must. If you get to 4th down, you need to go for it. I'm sorry. I would go for it every time. All right. Detroit. Flea flicker. Goff with the deep ball. Open. Touchdown. Flea flicker worked. Flea flicker freaking worked. I'll be damned. Good for I'm happy for Lions fans, man, because they've been so bad for the last 20 years. For the most part. I mean, they had some hope with Calvin Johnson and Matthew Stafford for a few years. But aside from that, they haven't been a real contender. They got a real contender now. I'm happy for them. They got a great coach. I mean, like I said a little while ago, how can you not like Dan Campbell? So there's the Mahomes interception. They just showed it. Good for him. Josh Allen dropping back. Throw a pick. Oh, incomplete. Turnover on downs. Yeah, if he ain't throwing – because I'm playing against him in Dynasty, as you can see. So if he ain't throwing it to Diggs, who I have, if he ain't throwing it to Diggs, incomplete or a pick. That's what I'm looking for. That was great defense. That was great red zone defense by Las Vegas, I have to say. Finally, something from Baltimore and Cincinnati. So that game has been so useless with red zone play that they've barely shown the game. Cincinnati's actually in the red zone. It's been such an uneventful game. Joe Mixon with the handoff. Almost got a first. Kind of feel the Lions might win the division this year. They might. They are the darlings this year. Ever since Hard Knocks last year, people have been on board. Unless you just hate the Lions because you're in their division, people are on board with the Lions because it's a feel-good story because it's mainly because of Dan Campbell. Second chance for Goff, who's been playing great the last 2 years, so much so that I picked him up for a mid-round pick in the offseason. He had such a good season. He's young enough. It was like Tom Brady retired on me. I needed some depth because I was drafting Stroud anyway. Picked up Russell Wilson and Jared Goff, some mid-round picks in the offseason for depth behind Herbert. But I had grabbed Goff first. I actually got Goff and Russell Wilson from the same person who went all in on Justin Fields. More power to you, Brad. Lamar Jackson's the most overrated quarterback I've ever seen. I can't tell the difference between him and Tebow, other than he's far more athletic. That is a fair point. I've never heard anybody compare him to Tebow. I would say he's slightly more accurate than Tebow, but I totally get where you're coming from. Because the run threat is so prevalent that it opens up deep balls, because that's pretty much what he throws is deep balls. I like Lamar. I do think he's better than Tebow, but I totally get your comparison. Justin Herbert, out the back of the end zone. Never mind. Got excited. They got Herbert. That is such a great comparison that I never thought of. That in Tebow time. Yeah, there you go. That's a great point, Rick. I'm glad you said that. Anybody watching this probably went, no shit. That's what I'm having right now. I'm having a no shit moment. Okay, dump off. The Bengals, man. Look, like I said at the beginning of this stream, I understand Burrow didn't have much training camp because of the injury, but he needs to get it going. It's week 2. He can get it going. Though I'm rooting for the Ravens, I am a Joe Burrow owner where I have money on the line. So throw a touchdown to anyone, Burrow. I don't give a shit who. Run it in, throw it in, just account for a touchdown, please. There we go, Jamar. Oh, that was a good effort by Jamar Chase. Great defense. 4th and 5. Kicking a field goal. All right, Herbert. Throw a damn touchdown. I don't care who. I'm not playing against anybody that you have as a weapon. He wasn't going to get that. I get what they were trying to do, but wasn't going to happen. Jamar Chase tried with what he had to work with. Evan McPherson in for the field goal. Chargers kicking a field goal too. So double box of field goal kicks. Ooh, Chargers barely made that kick. Barely. I mean, how do they not? I get it, because that's whose game you could compare him to most, because it's almost like watching the same person. So I don't understand why you hate the comparison, because like the Tim Tebow comparison makes total sense, because Tim Tebow was kind of like a Michael Vick layout, basically. The thing that separated Tebow was the absolute competitive fire that I'm not saying Vic and Lamar don't have, but I don't think it's on the same level of competitiveness. I think Tebow took that to a different level when we're talking about that group of 3. But I mean, I would say of the 3, I'd rather have Lamar Jackson than Michael Vick or Tim Tebow in their prime. But I get where Rick was coming from with him being overrated. I wouldn't want to build my franchise around him. If I'm going to take a run-first quarterback, he's not the first person I'm thinking, honestly. I'm still thinking Mahomes, because Mahomes is more of a running quarterback than people tout him as. He runs his ass off. Couldn't agree more. This is supposed to be his year, and he got so much praise. And if you looked at the fantasy rankings, they had him in the top 10. I'm like, what? Who's he throwing to? Where's the intangibles you've shown me to warrant him being a top 10 ranked fantasy quarterback? So I'm saying, Brad traded Russell Wilson, who's got a first year with Sean Payton. I was holding out hope that it's turned around. It was just one bad year from Russell. And all the years he had one bad year, and everybody's writing him off for one bad year out of 10. You know? And on top of that, Goff's in a great situation and proved he's valuable. And he traded both of them so he could go all in on Justin Fields. I'm sorry. I'm not banking my fantasy season on Justin Fields. Not happening. Which he drafted him as a rookie 2 years ago. But still, I'm sorry. I'd have held on to one of them. I wouldn't have traded both of them to me. I'd have held on to one of them. He offered him up both times. He's like, hey, man, you need some depth. It's like, man, I didn't say it to him, but it's like, you do too. Let me show you what he's got. Where's he at? Fear the beard. So he's starting Justin Fields. On his bench, he's got Jordan Love and Bryce Young. Banking on running quarterbacks. Which Bryce Young's not really all that much of a running quarterback, but Jordan Love's 1 for 24. That's his biggest stat of the day. He's not killing it in the passing game. And Justin Fields is just basically most part running. 94 of those yards. 2 of those catches were from, 3 of them, but 2 of them were 62 yards. 2 of these 3 catches were 62 yards that were short routes to DJ Moore that DJ Moore turned into big plays. So it's not Justin Fields like picking apart the defense from intermediate to deep. It's throw it, get it out of my hands quick and put it in the hands of my playmaker and let them do something with it. That's been what it is. Like I said, I'm not hating on Justin Fields. I'm just calling it like I see it. Something totally with Rick, we hear. We hear. My beef with the comparison to Vic was a much better passer than Lamar. Clearly there's a time to adapt like Vic did, but I don't see it happening the year he was in Philly. Showcased what I'm saying. Vic became a much better passer when he was in Philly. Much more than when he was in Atlanta, I think, anyways. He's getting it out of his hands quick because he doesn't see open receivers. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He panics. As soon as he sees somebody close that he can get the ball to, he hurries and gets the ball to him instead of going through his progressions. His mind, the game hasn't slowed down to him to the point to where he could go through his progressions. This is supposed to be the big leap year that they've touted for him, and it hasn't slowed down. It's a fast game. I get it. But there's a certain point when it has to slow down for you as a quarterback. Otherwise, you're going to end up being a backup at best, which is his future. There's a long field goal attempt for Chicago. Got it. Santos with the 52. Tennessee, Derrick Henry. God, he's such a freaking mule. Quick 15, 16 yards, 7 for 39 with a touchdown. Such a mule. Josh Allen got the ball again. Vegas is not keeping the ball long. What we got here? So I got a passing 2-point conversion from Herbert. Okay. Then a little bit more action out of Devontae Adams. Don't have a whole lot going on in defense. Linebackers aren't doing much. Byard and Kenny Moore, just a few tackles. Goff has the 2 touchdowns on my bench. Adele ain't doing shit. Michael Pittman ain't doing shit. Anthony Richardson getting hurt didn't help. Being evaluated for concussion. I mean, this is the bench. Below the red line's the bench. So it doesn't matter anyway. Yes, that's the question mark. The talent's never in doubt. The talent is never in doubt, especially paired with the weapons. He's on the right team. Tua Tagovailoa is on the right team. He just needs to stop bouncing his head off the ground. He needs to not bounce his head off the ground as best he can. Because if that boy stays on the field, he's top 3 in the MVP conversation this year. Last year, between Waddle and Hill, they had 3,000 yards. They'll do that again this year. It's crazy good. It's a crazy good offense. And if he stays upright, if they can keep that boy on his feet taking snaps, they're a legit contender. And he's a legit MVP contender as well. Probably going to be the number one offense. Agreed. Yeah. I mean, seriously, I'm open to hearing arguments on the opposite of what I just said. I'm open to it. Make me a believer in how they're not going to be the number one offense if he stays healthy. Even Mostert's got some juice. It's a fast team. That is a fast offense. Fastest offense in the NFL. Easily. And around fake. Better do something, Mahomes. Down he goes. Yep. Sack. No? They let that count as a fumble. Okay. Well, it's even further back now. They're still evaluating Rich and Gardner Minshew's in there. Sidearm by Lamar. Got a few yards out of it. The sidearm throws are always interesting to me. I don't know about number one offense because of the rushing game, but very fast. Well, I'm saying Mostert's fine. They don't. The thing is, because the passing attack's so crazy, they're not going to have 200 rushing yards a game as a team. They don't need to. I understand you want to establish the run to open up the pass, but their passing game is a viable running game for them because of the speed, because of the dynamic ability of their receivers. Like, you could literally do a screen, and that's your run game because they're going to make something happen because they're so fucking fast and elusive. They should put no crossing the line of scrimmage clause into his contract. They probably should, but if that's on his mind, it's going to take away from what he's trying to do on the field. I get it. You're joking. I understand. But if they were to actually try to implement something like that, wow, wide ass open. If they were to try to implement something like that, it wouldn't work out. Absolutely would not work out because he's focused on, I can't pass that line. It's going to cost me money. Ravens are moving the ball. They're definitely moving the rock. So I think when we get to halftime, we're about to get to halftime. I'll probably shut it down, guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me for a little while. I don't think I got 3.5 hours, 3 hours and 52 minutes or whatever. Like last week, I don't think I have that much streaming in me today. So we'll shut it down here in just a few minutes. We'll get to halftime on everything. Look at Baker. Get it, Baker. Almost first. That boy's a competitor. Say what you want about Baker Mayfield. He competes. Got to give it to him. Josh Allen's got the ball again. Jesus. Dump off James Cook. Got about 2 yards, but he got the first. That's all that matters. Tennessee working the red zone. Derrick Henry bulldozing through people. Gets about 4 yards the hard way. What's up, Jared? We should literally shutting it down here in just a few minutes. I'm just going to halftime today. It's kind of hot with this on. Time to take this bad boy off. Ooh, Josh just took a shot. Josh Allen. Flag on the play. Sorry I'm late. You don't have to apologize, man. Shit happens. Life happens. Oh, good. Standing next to Mr. Chris Classic. Apologize to him for me. I don't know who that is. I just don't. Had to come meet him in Detroit. You in Detroit? All right. Josh took a shot on the end of that play. All right, Baker. Running again. Yeah, line of scrimmage. Well, we got more people starting to show up a little bit. Go figure. I'm literally going to shut it down at halftime. More people are starting to show up. I got to say, there hasn't really been a whole lot of excitement in this early window. A couple plays, but nothing spectacular. Gabriel Davis, first down completion. He's the owner of Savoir Faire. Okay, yeah, I wasn't familiar with the name. Back in the red zone again. We're going to the car all day getting swamp ass. I bet. I know you were doing the oil change earlier. I figured you'd be done by now. Ooh, good defense. I got to say, the Raiders have been having some really good red zone defense. Go Dolphins, go Jags. Go Dolphins, go Bucks, go Jags. So just all the Florida teams, huh? Any of them, don't matter. Just Florida, win, Florida, win. It's all good. I get it, man. Look, I don't have, even though the Bucks are in my division, because don't let this fool you. I'm Saints fan first. I don't really root for them. Oh, Mark Andrews had it in his hands. Yes, for this, but also I have Mark Andrews in my Dynasty League. Damn it. In his hands in the end zone. Anyways, I don't have anything against the Buccaneers or the Jags. I actually do kind of like Jags. But I'm definitely rooting for the Dolphins of the three because I have for years. I am a Dolphins fan. I like the Dolphins. I've been a Dolphins fan since I was a kid. Like I told everybody earlier, my first jersey was Dan Marino. I've been a Dolphins fan since I was probably 5 or 6 years old. So I'm with you on that. You should run through your game picks this week, man. So I can actually go through. I actually can do that right now. We can go through the pick and pool. So just to show you guys who I picked this week, I picked Minnesota over Philly. As you saw, that didn't really work out too well. I thought, it'd be a closer game than the spread. That didn't work out. So I have the Bills covering the spread with Vegas. So far, no good. Even though they're winning, they haven't cut. The spread hasn't been covered yet. I did pick Cincinnati at home, even though I'm a Ravens fan. I did pick Cincinnati at home. So far, no good because it's a tie game going into halftime in 15 seconds. I did pick the Chargers over Tennessee. I do think they'll cover that spread. I do think they'll win by at least a touchdown. I picked Jacksonville at home against Kansas City. The spread's so short, and the matchup seems to be so good from last year. And Jacksonville's better than they were, a better team than last year. So that's kind of a dice roll of a pick for me this week. The Jaguars fan podcast, also known as the Sports Desk podcast, would be very happy to see that. As well as I did pick the lines over the Seahawks at home. I picked Tampa Bay over Chicago, 1-point spread. That's irrelevant, but Tampa's going to win that game. I did pick Green Bay over Atlanta, which they will win that game too. I picked Indianapolis, but that was with a healthy Anthony Richardson. I don't know what's going to happen with Gardner Minshew. I did pick the Giants, Kyler. I don't know if Kyler's still here, but I did pick the Giants. Of course, I picked San Francisco. I think San Francisco is the prize of the NFC. I think they're going to beat the shit out of the Rams, even though that's a great rivalry game. I think they'll beat the shit out the Rams at home. The Broncos, I think, are going to put on a show. I think they'll have a really good game this week in Denver. There's just too much of an atmosphere in Denver, Colorado right now. Denver and Boulder, just that area. This whole weekend has been Colorado. It's going to be that. Cowboys are going to beat the Jets probably, even though some people are still picking the Jets. I just think the Cowboys at home. Of course, I picked the Dolphins. I think that 2-point spread's embarrassing. I think it's going to be a much bigger difference than that. I did pick the Saints against Carolina. I don't think it'll be as close of a game as the Tennessee game. And then I picked the Browns over the Steelers because the Browns are just a better team. I think they're just a better team. So there's my picks for the week, actually. They're all locked in, minus the ones that haven't played yet. I could change. The ones that are blue dots, I could change because they haven't kicked off yet, but I'm good with that. Excitement Mahomes is a one-man circus show. Fact. That is a fact. Laces out. Yeah. Laces out, Dan. Lifetime Dolphins fan before the Bucks and Jags ever existed, but I'm not prejudiced. 13-6 Dallas over New York. Low-scoring affair. Okay. I feel like there's too many weapons for them to not put up 21. The defense, I could see holding New York. Sorry for the yawn and stretch. I could see New York being held to 6 because Dallas' defense is the best part of the team. But 13 points, huh? But that's still a win that still covers the spread. So, I mean, while we don't completely agree on the score, we do agree on the spread for the most part. So we're pretty much here. We're pretty much eye to eye on that for the most part. Let's see what's going on in my redraft league. Still a whole bunch of jack shit. What an abysmal performance. Burrow's killing me. A.J. Brown already shit the bed. Hopkins has done absolutely nothing so far in this game. 0 points, DeAndre Hopkins. 0 points for DeAndre Hopkins. I can't play for him. I can't make him do certain things. Much as it pains me to say it, I feel like Dallas is going to trash the Jets. I think they're going to hang up at least 3 touchdowns. I think the Jets will score more than 6, but not much more. Maybe like 10. I'm thinking 10. 24-10. Something like that. 3 touchdowns and a field goal versus a touchdown and a field goal. That's kind of what I'm thinking, to kind of a realistic score to the game for my expectations. I mean, we'll see, though. If it ends up being 13-6, I'll probably bust out laughing because, like, holy shit, Rick was right. But we'll see. I think they'll score more than 13. I think they're in the 20s. But they'll hold New York to a low score. Mike Evans leading the day with 97 yards. I'll be damned. So far through the first halves of the early window of games. Zach Wilson's not going to do much. Only hope for New York is if they can run the ball like the Giants did before getting blown out. Well, they have a 2-headed monster in that backfield, but they're not super dangerous in the passing game because Dallas is not going to give Zach Wilson the respect they would have gave Aaron Rodgers. Definitely not. Because it's Mike McCarthy coaching against him, Aaron's old coach. So, which he beat up on Dallas last time, but I mean, he's not playing. So Zach Wilson's not going to get the same level of respect they would have given Aaron Rodgers. So it's going to be an aggressive play call. There's going to be a lot of blitz packages. They're a great blitzing team. Tyler, good to see you. Pacheco's killing my team. Pacheco is killing everyone's team. Let me just show you here. 1.4 points. Also, in this league, I started him in both. Now, my other option was I debated on starting A.J. Dillon, which isn't doing much better because Aaron Jones is out and he's starting. Just shit. A bunch of shit going on in the running game. Joe Burrow is the biggest piece of shit the first 2 weeks. He is killing me. Killing me. And even if I would have started Richardson, at least I would have got 17 out of him before he got his concussion. Burrow's killing me. Burrow is literally killing me. Granted, I don't have the same issue here, but he's still killing me. So the win probability swinging. Luckily, his running backs aren't doing much of shit either. That's what I need. T. Higgins isn't really doing anything. Chris Olave will have a good game. I don't think he'll have a crazy game, but he should have he had 20-something points. He had 19 points. He'll probably have something similar. If he scores, obviously that's a big propeller because it's 10 points for a touchdown in this league, in the Dynasty League. Jamar Chase owners have to be so frustrated right now because if Burrow can't get the ball to him, he's useless, Like I said, I'm trying to give Burrow a break here because he missed so much of training camp with his injury, but damn, I need to see something week 2. Very un-Burrow-like the way he's played. Trevor Lawrence, quick pass, out of bounds, 9 seconds left. Second, about 8. What a frustrating start to NFL Sunday, week 2. Because Thursday sucked. I had DeAndre Swift eat me up, and A.J. Brown shit the bed. And then in the other league, Alexander Madison shit the bed for me. And Justin Jefferson and Devontae Smith pretty much canceled each other out. Because I got Devontae Smith and played against Justin Jefferson. It's early. It's only week 2. I think new contract is weighing on him. No, I think he's just not in a rhythm. I really think it's down to a reps thing. He just hasn't had enough reps to get in the groove of the season yet. I think mid-season they'll be fine. It's just this early start. As a fantasy owner, you can't hold on. You can't wait till week 6, week 7. You can't in fantasy. So I have to give up on him sooner than later. I can't have 2 terrible, abysmal weeks. I have to look elsewhere. I just have to. Jets' best offense will be their defense. That's a good point. They do have a great defense. Sauce Gardner, I mean, it's not all on him. I get that, but he's the star of the show, which I do have. Drafted him last year as a rookie. My defense isn't doing much so far. McManus going for a long field goal. Oh, he's got that. Money. With plenty of room, he could have kicked another 15 yards further back. What a low-scoring affair. 7-6 in Jacksonville. What a low-scoring affair. We'll be shutting it down here in just a second. Get the halftime on everything. Early set of window isn't doing too. Oh, AJ Green retired as a Bengal today. That's good to hear. I always loved AJ Green. That's awesome. Congratulations. Great career, AJ Green. That's the right place for him to retire. Absolutely. That's awesome. Hell yeah, and he's in the crowd. One of the greats of the 2010s. Absolutely. Hell yeah. AJ Green was legit. There was a long stretch where he was top 5 in the league. There was an argument for a few years where he was the best receiver in football. There was an argument for a few years. Barry Sanders got his statue. I think that was today, huh? They unveiled it. They're showing it right now. I think that today was the unveiling, yeah. Hell yeah. Speaking of all-time greats, I still say he's the greatest running back of all time. I don't care what stats Emmitt Smith has. Emmitt played way more. That's why his stats are where they are. Season over season, the eye test, Barry Sanders is the greatest running back of all time. I don't care what anybody says. It's all opinion. Because numbers guys will say, but look at Emmitt. But Emmitt played for like 16 years, 15 years. He went play for the Cardinals, just keep piling up stats. Yeah, they just showed it. That's what I was just talking about. Injuries plagued him. AJ Green, yeah. Yeah, for sure. He's so good. It was like the argument was for me back and forth was him or Larry Fitzgerald. Because I still say Larry Fitzgerald is one of the 5 greatest receivers I've ever seen play football. All time, Larry Fitzgerald is I'm sorry. I'll argue with anybody with his body of work and his ability, his natural ability. His catch radius was absurd. But the thing was, it was kind of back and forth of who's the best for a couple of years between the two of them. And this is while Calvin Johnson was in the league, because people would throw him out. There was, the league's healthy when there's an argument for that level of talent. And that was probably peak wide receiver era. Real hands, had the whole package, the route running, the size, everything. It's like saying Jim Brown isn't in the conversation for greatest running backs. Absolutely. Of course he is. There's an argument for so many people. Jim Brown's one of them. Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, Gale Sayers. How does he get left out? Who else? Adrian Peterson. Of the modern era, Adrian Peterson. Give me an argument against Adrian Peterson. You want to talk about the eye test? Adrian fucking Peterson. Okay? And I'm not saying he is the greatest of all time. I'm saying Barry. But there's a great argument for Adrian Peterson for modern running backs. I was always a Randy Moss guy. I have a Randy Moss Patriots and Raiders jersey. I never got his Vikings jersey or his 40. I didn't bother with Tennessee and San Francisco. But I do have 2 Randy Moss jerseys. Yeah, I love Randy Moss. Of course, a little late with the statue. Should cut the line up long before now. I agree. I think he should have had a statue 10 years ago. I'm with you on that. They're very low. Earl Campbell was a monster, but I don't think there's a greatest of all time argument. There's a top tier, elite tier argument for him. Absolutely. He's in an elite tier, but greatest of all time, I think there's maybe 5 people for that argument. And I pretty much gave you my 5. Actually, I think I gave you 6. So, AP was ridiculously good. Moss gets separated the high point like no one else. That's why it's a thing, mossing people. That's an actual segment on TV. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, New England, Minnesota, early years, and New England Super Bowl years were peak Randy Moss. Because he didn't give a shit when he was in Oakland. He didn't care. That was actually a downtime for him. So we're back in the third quarter. I guess we're still going. Oh, Hopkins finally caught a pass. I'll be damned. Nice of DeAndre to get a target thrown his way and catch it. Thank you for getting on the board with your 9-yard reception. I'll take my 1.9 points. Yeah, let's start working the ball to number 10, please. Deion was poetry in motion with the ball in his hand, the GOAT. Now, that's my favorite professional athlete of all time. I've always been a Deion Sanders fan. The greatest professional athlete in sports history, to me. There's people that will argue that, and the Bo Jackson argument and all that. I get all that. That's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But I think Deion Sanders is the greatest professional athlete of all time. That's why I don't just say football player. Because to be able to play at a pretty high level in the major leagues on top of that at the same time, because he wasn't like an MVP candidate in baseball, but he was a starter for like 9 years in the MLB while being elite in the NFL. That's impressive. That is freaking impressive. Finally, they targeted him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love Bo Jackson, but you beat me to it. Yeah, because there's always the Bo Jackson argument because he's a freak athlete too. What could have been had he not had that hip injury, What could have been? Think about that. Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen were their running back core. Because Bo Jackson, if he'd have been able to play, let's say 2 or 3 more years, probably Hall of Fame resume. Marcus Allen's a Hall of Famer. They would have had 2 Hall of Famers at the same time. If he could have got 3 more seasons at that level, we've been talking about how the Raiders had the greatest tandem of all time. Because there's still an argument for that, even though he only played a couple of years before he got the devastating injury. But Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson together. Let me hear that argument for a better running back tandem of all time. I'll wait as long as I need to because I don't think there's an argument. I don't think anybody can have a legitimate argument. There's been great ones, but not that great. Not that level. Wait, hold on. Remember Derrick Henry's legendary special teams. Don't know what you're talking about. Thoughts on load management in sport? That's stupid. They're getting paid too much money to provide entertainment for paying customers. I like how Adam Silver passed these fines and rules and everything on the NBA. Load management, schmode management. You get paid. Like I said, I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream before you jumped on, Tyler. The top 20% of these professional leagues make generational wealth. Play. You're here to entertain me. You're getting paid generational wealth to play a game children play for free. Play. I don't care if you're sore. I don't care if you're hurt. You play hurt. That was until the last 10 years, that was a thing. You always played hurt. You get out there. It's for the love of the game. You grind through it. Toughness is a real statistic. So, yeah, I'm totally against the load management bullshit. Saving them for the playoffs. Bullshit. Get a deeper roster. Have a better general manager. Coach better. Whatever. You're all getting paid a lot of money. All of you. Everybody I just mentioned, general managers, coaching staff, players. You're all getting paid well. Play. That's my stance. Devin Hester. I was about to say that didn't make any sense. Yeah, Devin Hester is the greatest return man of all time. There's no argument for that. Dion was a phenomenal elite level. Like, he's probably number 2. But Devin Hester is the greatest return man of all time. He made defenses kick away from him. I mean, special teams kick away from him. Because if you kicked it to him, there's a legit chance he was taking it to the house every time you kick it to him. And there was a stretch of years where it was entertainment. It was unfair to kick to him on Madden. That was house central. You were taking it to the house. If you were any good at the return game on Madden and you had the Bears, oh, man. Somebody had a bag out on Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders last night. I agree, because that's bullshit. That hit on Travis was bullshit. On Shedeur, that's old school football. But with the rules in place, yeah, eject. Absolutely. That's the rules. But with Travis, that was complete targeting bullshit. Even LeBron, which not a big LeBron fan, but even LeBron tweeted about how's that not targeting? You know, that tweet spread like wildfire since last night. That was bullshit. They were literally out because those boys got all that media coverage and praise. They're out there to hurt them. Bitch moves. To any Colorado State player that could potentially see this, which I doubt, bitch moves. Bitch moves. That's a bitch move. Just be competitive and play the game hard. You don't need to try to hurt the man. There's no reason to go out there and intentionally, illegally try to hurt these players. That's bullshit. You want to take some shine down? Do it the right way. You don't want them to get that kind of praise and everything? Outplay them. Not saying you can, but try to. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, you assholes would have that confidence too. Oh, we'd be more humble. Bullshit. If you were making millions of dollars in college and getting that kind of media coverage and praise because you are as good as everybody says you are, you'd be the same way. You would have the same level of confidence because those are two really good young men, actually. They just don't back down when shit comes their way. I respect that about those two. So that was bullshit. Again, any Colorado State player that sees this, it's bitch moves. That is bitch moves. Hester was mentored by Dion. That makes absolute sense. Travis is built like a truck, luckily, but yeah, fuck them trying to do extra damage on purpose. Well, it's bullshit. That's the most unsportsmanlike thing you can do. Sportsmanship's dying. It's a dying thing in sports. It's unreal. Tannehill, wait, ran a touchdown in? Well, that helps no one because who's starting Ryan Tannehill? You throw that ball to somebody. Like, don't know, DeAndre Hopkins. All right, Lions working the red zone. I guess we're going through the whole set. This is what happened last week. I was like, I'll probably shut it down at halftime. Ended up streaming for the whole set of noon games. He has a Brady mode. Yeah, that was funny last night. So did you see Tom Brady's IG post? He put Brady mode or something like that. Brady mode, huh? He's like, I'm trying to go Shador mode. That's why he's got such a good presence in the pocket because he's being mentored by the greatest pocket passer probably of all time. What's the first thing when I open Instagram? Shador. The first thing when I open Instagram. And it's literally that. All I was thinking was Brady mode. I literally just opened Instagram, and that's what it is. That's funny. We started off playing like hot garbage, but we got it right. Dion quote. So I'm on a Colorado Buffaloes algorithm, by the way. I get everything that's posted that's Colorado Buffaloes related. Oh, yeah. So I have Blender's sunglasses, by the way. But how many of you saw that the pre-order for Dion's glasses made $1.2 million yesterday or Friday? $1.2 million for Blenders. The glasses are $67 a piece, guys. Think about how many pairs of shades that is. There's no discounts or anything, I'm sure. The two colors, they look dope. I have those shades just in a different color. Because that's the ones they do. They have the Red Bull special editions and stuff like that. I have some of those Blenders. I just don't have the Coach Prime edition. It's just the black book color and a black pair and a gold pair. But $18 million for the home opener for the city of Boulder. That's crazy. That's what I'm saying. I'm on an algorithm. Just as I scroll, it's more and more Buffalo stuff. But point being, I was going to go to Tom Brady. That's what was the plan. There he is. I want to go Shador mode at some point in my life. Get to where it focuses. Maybe it won't focus, but it says I want to go Shador mode at some point in my life. Great win. So that's what I'm saying. He's got everything working for him. Anybody that wants to overly critique Shador Sanders or hate on Shador Sanders is just that, just a fucking hater. I don't know how you can not like that young man. Yeah, he's got a swagger and a confidence to him. He's freaking Deion Sanders' kid. Of course he's got that in him. But he's a hard worker. He's a great leader. He's poised. How often do you come across somebody that can handle that kind of pressure and have that level of pocket presence and poise under pressure in game? It's a rare combination. It's greatness. We're watching the early stages of greatness with that young man. I'm not going to say I'd hate it, but I don't see that happening. I'd love to have Shador Sanders with the Fleur de Lis on his helmet. That's not going to happen. That'd be great, though. But he's not pleased. Like we were talking about at the beginning, we talked Buffaloes before kickoff on the stream for those of you that weren't here. And he's not coming out this year. He's going to play another year for his dad. I'm fully convinced of that. I don't see him leaving after 1 year in Colorado. He's going to stay and help his dad establish this program. He's going to stay and help his dad first. So it's not like he's missing out on money. The boy's made $5 million in like 3 weeks. 5.1 million in college. Only Bronny James has made more in college. So just food for thought. If he stays in college, he's going to be making $10, $15 million a year in NIL money. So he ain't going nowhere yet. And if he finishes this season strong, like it's looking he will, and he does it again next year and build upon it, it's the first overall pick the following draft. He'd be a top 10 pick now. He could be the number 1 overall pick for sure after next year if he keeps this up. So Deion's the ultimate pitch man. He's a marketing genius. He is really good. He is really good. And he's smart enough to know every time he's on TV with somebody, Ravens with the pick, You gonna take it to the house? No. Still got the pick though. But he's smart enough to know every time somebody says something really good about him or his program, like when The Rock's talking about what he's doing when they were on Pat McAfee's show. All right, was it on First Take? It might have been when they were on First Take. But yeah, it was when they were on First Take. So he's sitting there saying all these great things about him. He's like, recruits, did you hear that? Recruits, pay attention. And he got him to sell the blenders. He's like, here, talk about these shades. And he gets it. Marketing genius. He's not stupid. Must be the money, right? Think back to his song, the one kind of hit that he had. So, like I said, anybody hating on the Sanders family, man, it's just some haters. I don't know. It's a fun-loving family. I don't know how you can hate them. Only if you're a weak fuck that doesn't like confidence. That's who hates on people like Deion Sanders and his kids. Weak fucks with no self-confidence, no real self-confidence. Oh, you got to be more humble than that. You don't let people know you're good at something. You let your work ethic speak for it, and you just shut your mouth. Shut the fuck up. The world wants entertainment. Showmanship is a thing. People want that. Who scored? Wicks. Who the hell is Wicks? For Green Bay. Apparently he's a slot receiver. Well, I just got a real good whiff. For those of you that didn't know what I'm wearing, Body Out Oud Honor and Glory. It's got a real good whiff of my fragrance. It's good stuff. Supposedly it's a clone of Ani X. I don't know. Nishane is Ani X. For those of you that are here from, I would assume all of you are from my fragrance channel. I don't know if it is or not because I haven't smelled Ani X, but it smells really good. Sure, Sanders is the most prepped and poised quarterback in college football. I'm with the argument, but I don't know if I'm willing to say the most yet, but it's hard to argue against your statement, Phil. It's hard to argue against it because we have to see what's going to happen USC and Oregon for sure. By then, we'll know what to expect when they get to Utah because that's the 3 hard games this year. They cannot play like they played yesterday against Oregon, USC, and Utah. They will get slaughtered because they are way better than the Colorado State Rams. I understand that was an in-state rivalry that was real fiery, but every week they're coming at Deion Sanders in the media. It's happened every week so far. It's going to be the narrative all season. Got to make some food for the kiddos. Thanks for hanging out. Well, I appreciate you hanging out, Andy. Thank you, man. I can't guarantee we're going to do this again next week. I don't know. So we're playing it by ear. By Wednesday, I set the live streams up every week. So I'll let you guys know by Wednesday if we're going to do this again next week. But thank you for coming by, man. Have a great rest of your Sunday. So let me get caught up on my scores. So not looking good here. Josh Allen's having a decent game, and I'm not getting much out of Herbert. So in this quarterback-heavy league, 25 points and even 37 points is not a good effort from your quarterback. Running backs are doing shit. His are doing a little bit better than mine, but overall, all 4 are doing shit in this league. Receivers are doing okay. Mark Andrews is not doing enough. Great effort from Justin Tucker so far. Literally nothing from one of my defensive ends through one half of football. Shaq Leonard doing nothing. He was once elite not long ago. He was the best linebacker in football like 3 years ago. Now he's the best linebacker in football. I usually have the top linebacker. Kenny Moore ain't doing much. Kevin Byard's There's just nothing going on in Kansas City. Edwards-Hilaire's doing shit. Pacheco's doing shit. Kansas City just sucks this year or what? And then a big turd over here. Awful. Just awful. Nope. Nothing about that's enjoyable. Mark Andrews, touchdown. That's what I need. That's exactly what I need. Hell yeah. Thank you very much. 4 for 25 with a touchdown. That's a nice 16.5 points. I'll take that. Baker Mayfield back with the ball. Ooh, deep throw. Ooh, easy money for Mike Evans. Touchdown. Great play. And there's the spread being covered in Tampa Bay. 19-10 right now. About to be 20-10. Come on, Mark Andrews. Update. Update the score. I didn't just realize I'm playing against Carlson because I got Carlson in my other league. Hawks 14, Lions 21. Watching the game right along with y'all. Hell yeah. See, I'm watching Red Zone, so I'm constantly in and out of different games. It's all scoring plays. So that way I can watch just about everything at once. Kenny Walker with a good run. It's on there right now. Seahawks and the Lions. Seahawks are driving. Good completion. First down. There we go. It updated. So it swung from a 12% chance to a 30% chance just by that touchdown. Red zone's the way to go with the early afternoon game. Yeah, because there's just so much going on in the noon games. Especially if you don't want to pay for Sunday Ticket, which YouTube has now. Not DirecTV anymore. But Sunday Ticket's so expensive. Because like Saints are Monday night. So I get to watch the Saints game. Which is rare because I haven't lived in Louisiana in a while. It's been years since I've lived in Louisiana. So I usually only get to watch their primetime games. Sometimes I catch noon games. It depends on what all is playing nationally on Fox because they're a Fox team. They're always on Fox. Rare are they on CBS. It's usually got to be a 3:25 kickoff for a CBS game. Strength of schedule is not working in my favor because, as you guys can see, we're the shootout of the league so far this week. We're the two highest scoring teams in the league right now because we have the most players in the noon set of games, probably. And that's kind of what and what. We'll see what happens. But this is going to be a loss, even if, I have a few more decent showings the rest of the way. But Burrow's got less than a point. Less than a point from my star quarterback because he's a star player. He is touted as one of the 5 best quarterbacks in football. Real life, not just fantasy. Look at this. Look at this joke. Look at last week. Game log. Where's the points? I want to see the points. Not the summary. I wanted to see the points. It's what's better on the app on my phone than on an actual web browser. Are you serious? Score 2010. Where's the points? Anyways, last week he had 82 yards. This week he's even worse with 84 yards with a pick. No touchdowns, no shit, no nothing. Unbelievable. Joe Burrow. Geno Smith scrambling around, deep throw, out of bounds, getting rid of it. Hitting the cameraman's camera. But yeah, this game is basically over. So that's going to be 0-2 in that league. And who knows here? Might be 2-0, might be 1-1. We'll see how it plays out. But Josh Allen, he's having a decent game here. He just doesn't have a bunch of yards. He's got 47. He doubled what Herbert has because Herbert's only got 1 touchdown. I need Herbert to throw 2 more touchdowns and rack up some more yards. I need him to have 3 touchdowns and 300-plus yards. What a shit game over here. Oh, Burrow did something. He's got 100 yards now. Yay, he's almost got 2 points. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Seahawks lining up for a field goal. 25-yard attempt. Trust Diggs getting the ball from his quarterback. Well, I mean, he has to. He has to. Diggs has 6 for 50. Nothing special. Could be worse. Falcons just scored. Mac Hollins. That helps no one. You know who knows who Mac Hollins is? His friends and family. And like the die-hardest of Falcons fans. I told y'all that boy was going to be good this year. Yep. Yeah, that's literally what I was just talking about. Yeah, toe tap, good catch. It was a good catch. Travis Etienne's having him a game. Algier has 109 yards and 2 touchdowns. I tried picking him up in this league. I was going to drop DJ Chark. Sorry, I was dropping DJ Chark because he's hurt anyway, and I was going to pick him up. And I thought I was number 1 in the waiver order. Apparently, I was number 2 in the waiver order because I would have started him and it would have paid off. Garoppolo just threw another pick. Bills up 28-10. I'll be damned. Burrow's actually getting some freaking points. Red zone. How about make everyone happy and throw Jamar Chase a touchdown pass? Sorry about this. Throat's getting dry. I need to go grab something to drink. See, the Bears are rocking spiced pumpkin latte look today. Yeah, it's all orange. Love Jamar Chase too. Choke Burrow. Yeah, they're in the red zone, though. I'm just going based off of the stats right here. Shows they're in the red zone. He's actually got 2.86 points now, so he's throwing a little bit. Allen seems the last 2 seasons to have made quite a few bad decisions throwing the ball. Yeah, very much. He cost them the game last week, 4 turnovers. That was all him. That was all his fault. All his fault last week. So here we go. They're showing Burrow on the 19. I mean, he's not inefficient. He's 17 for 21. They just haven't done anything down the field. Here we go. Deep shot. Touchdown. Incomplete. That looked like a touchdown to Higgins. See that replay. No, he's out of bounds. Good effort, though. Diving, twisting effort. Very athletic move from T. Higgins. Just didn't work out. Didn't come down in bounds. All right. Let's see Burrow. Look for Chase. Probably going to be double covered. Well, he just dumped it off to Chase. Going to be like 3rd and 1. Atlanta moving. Stuff behind the line of scrimmage. Come on, Bengals. And look, I'm rooting for the Ravens to win, but I still want Joe Burrow to do something here. I still want my fantasy team to win. My fantasy team can prosper and the Ravens win. Sorry, guys. Let's see what they do in the red zone. I'm going to grab a drink. Okay, good grab. First down. They ripped off Jamar Chase's helmet at the end of the play. That was bullshit. I got Kittle as well. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I'm hoping he does something special today. Kittle better than Kelsey. I don't know if I'd say that. I don't know if I'd say that. That's a hard argument. Let's see what happens here. Please score. Please score. Younghoe Koo in for the field goal. Burrow is on the 4. Handoff down to the 3. No, because I really feel like Mahomes is the biggest key factor here. I feel like they're pretty much the same guy. It's just whoever's got the better situation. Kittle's better all around as he blocks like Gronk, but Kelsey's production in the receiving game is unmatched, and it's definitely unmatched. Chiefs are ass this year. Yes. It's very surprising. Very surprising. All right, Burrow. Here we go. Fade route. Too deep. Looking for Boyd. Too deep. I mean, I'm not going to argue with that because there's an argument either way because they are the two. Mark Andrews is the clear third, you know. They are the two. The argument's between Kittle and Kelsey. But I really think it just comes down to who's got Mahomes, which isn't a benefit this year so far. Looking for the Bears to draft a QB1 next year. Well, they'll suck enough to have a chance because the Justin Fields experiment is going to end after this year. Just like you saw San Francisco cut ties with Trey Lance. There we go. Touchdown, T. Higgins. Thank you, Burrow. Thank you for showing people that you still play quarterback in the NFL. Unreal. Got a whopping 9.42 points now. It's something, though. Oh, something happened over here. So I got a few more points, some yards out of Herbert. Soon to be out of the league faster than Ryan Leaf. Yeah, Fields ain't it, man. And all the experts as they would call them, saying, you know, this was the year. And like I said, he got ranked in the top 10 among quarterbacks. I'm like, what? What? You telling me there's only 9 quarterbacks? And he was ranked like 7 or 8 or something. What? I could immediately think of 20 quarterbacks I would take over Justin Fields. So I was very surprised. The best running back to ever play quarterback. I don't know about that, but he's definitely a running back. He will get a second chance somewhere else. He will. Yeah, I saw the Higgins TD. So if you guys will excuse me for a moment, I am going to grab a drink. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. And we're going to have a Robert Irvine Fit Crunch chocolate peanut butter with a little bit of the elixir of life known as Diet Dr. Pepper. Must have been listening to the stream because he cleaned up that drive. Yeah, it was a much better drive. Like, people were going to be crucifying his ass if he repeated last week's performance, and it was looking like he was going to. Here we go. Touchdown, Herbert Keenan Allen. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So we're about to see this update here in just a little bit. Thank you. Come again. We got to get you a mini fridge. No, I'm good. The fridge is like 25 feet away, 30 feet away. It's not too bad. Chargers better not lose to Tennessee. Tennessee having these close-ass games. We barely beat them. No, update of what? Taking this sweet-ass time to update. Gotta say, Jordan loves playing an efficient game. I mean, so far, he's playing lights out. I mean, let's look at his stats. He went 22 for 152 with a touchdown, 3 catches for 17 yards in week 1. That sure looks like the first overall pick in fantasy to me. I mean, what's that average? Almost 4 yards per carry with a touchdown, 3 catches. So there's value in PPR, and that's low end for him on PPR. 3 catches for 17 yards. I mean, he had a 1,000-yard season in receiving. I mean, look at his just value in receiving, let alone what he does. I mean, he's still really freaking good. I mean, this is last year's stats for them. He was almost a 400-point running back in this league. And he had some passing stats and passing touchdowns in here too. So I'm saying, yeah, he earned that first overall spot. Here we go. Now it updated 43, which I'm still a very big underdog here. It's because it was T. Higgins. Damn it. Forgot I was playing against T. Higgins. So double whammy. Love was tutored by a tutor who was tutored by a goat. That's fair. For those of you that don't understand that, Love was tutored by Rodgers and Rodgers was tutored by Brett Favre. Makes sense. See all this consistent scoring? That's why this looks like that. Again, I can't make them do things. I know that's crazy. The only team like that. You want to have a good laugh? Put the Packers starting quarterback stats since 1990 next to the Lions. I mean, the Browns. Huh. You have a real laugh. Mm-hmm. Actually. Here's some fun. Browns starting quarterbacks. So this is historically. But let's just look since 1990. Bernie Kosar, Mike Pagel. So literally start from here. This is since 1990. Let's just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Doug Peterson, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Did they have Ken Dorsey before? No. So 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. 41 quarterbacks have started a game for the Cleveland Browns since 1990. 40 fucking one. I feel bad for Cleveland Browns fans. I really do. That's an unreal stat. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Josh McDaniels is the current generation's best killer of talent. No reason for that offense to be so anemic. Touchdown to Reed. Okay. Geno with the run. How about the resurgence Geno Smith has had in the last 2 seasons? Brady Quinn. You remember the Brady Quinn experience? Hey, he was a beast for Notre Dame. He's just not an NFL quarterback. Sometimes they're just college grades. That's the thing. Look at Geno with another run. And a flag. He got the first, though. Unless that flag's some kind of offensive holding. False start. That sucks. Born in 96. See, 27. Okay. I was born in 85. 38. I'm sorry about this. I keep having this catch in my throat. I'm a little hoarse from screaming at the TV last night. Colorado State game. Well, this is turning into a shootout over here in this game. So he's got a receiver left. I don't. So that's a big deciding factor. He's still got Olave to play and George Kittle. So, yeah, I'm probably going to lose. Shit. I need a couple touchdowns in a hurry. Because unless I get some defensive touchdowns, which is far less likely. Jacksonville's in the red zone on the 11. Yeah, like I was hollering a good bit last night. I was into it. Sometimes you just really get into a game. That was a game to get into. I wasn't wearing the shirt. I was wearing the hat, though. I was wearing the hat. Buffalo's whooping Vegas's ass, which is what I expected. Oh, overthrowing Devontae Adams. I really think Devontae Adams is going to get traded this season. No way he's going to want to stay put. Because one of the main reasons he went to Vegas was to play with his boy, play with Derek Carr, and they cut his ass loose for Jimmy Garoppolo. Good move. The Bears, tip ball, almost picked. Subway curse, the new Madden curse. Patrick Mahomes and Steph Curry suck now. The Subway curse. There you go. The Madden curse. The year Drew got the cover, I was like, oh, God, no. Like, it's cool as a Saints fan because I have that Madden still to collect it, but we sucked the next year, too. Like, he threw a shitload of interceptions. He didn't get hurt, but he threw a shitload of interceptions the next year. Half joking, yeah. Yeah, I think mid-season. I think by week 8, he's out. He's going to be fed up wanting to trade. I think they're going to accommodate him, trade him for a bunch of picks. Because there's not too many teams that wouldn't want Devontae Adams. He's still in his prime. He's still elite. Like elite. Like decent quarterback, lead the league in receiving. Elite. Still. So there's a bunch of teams that'd be willing to do that are in the hunt to win now. Yeah. If you're a legit contender now, yeah. Because Devontae Adams is not like he's fallen off in a year. Yeah. Devontae Adams has probably 4 more years of being elite. 3 to 4. Yeah. You're not going to get that kind of production out of a first-round pick unless you hit on the first-round pick of the draft. So, yeah. I would. As a Saint, I don't want to see it happen because we're not a win-now team. We're not. We're not a Devontae Adams away from being that much better than anybody else that's a contender in the NFC. So, not the Saints. But let me think. In the AFC, the Chargers or the Chiefs especially, like if the Chiefs could trade for him, that's an ideal landing spot because they have shit for receiver. They have shit. They're throwing to nobody. And you can say, but what about so-and-so, so-and-so? No, they have shit at receiver since Tyreek Hill left. Travis Kelce's their leading receiver. If your tight end's your leading receiver, you have shit at receiver. With a quarterback that talented, yeah, that's a team that could afford to cough up a first-round pick to get him. That's the ultimate landing spot because that's who could really use him. That's a win-now team. Chargers-Titans game's real juicy. Seahawks and the Lions is super competitive. It's 24-21. Jacksonville's on the 1. Trevor trying to take a chance here, not getting back to the line of scrimmage, loss of 3. Chargers always play a close game for good and bad, even with Rivers. Yeah, that's always been the case. The Chargers not much has changed since Rivers was in his prime, better or worse. I'm with you. They're like the same team because Rivers was always like a top 5 passer, stats, and that's Herbert. It's like the same team. Mediocre defense, couple studs on defense, but total defense, they're not top 5, This is driving me nuts, too. I bet it's awful to listen to. I'm sorry, guys. You can hear it in my voice. It's still back there. So, what you going to do, Trevor? Ooh, great grab. Hit the goalpost, but that's incomplete. He was out. It was a good effort by Ridley. Oh, don't play like you hurt because your knee hit the big, gigantic pad on the pole. You're not hurt. That pad's this thick. You weren't going 20 miles an hour. You're fine, pussy. Don't be a pussy. Come on. Come on, Ridley. If you watch the replay on him hitting that goalpost, don't limp off the field. Come on. I'm missing the Antonio Gates type of weapon. Boy, he was legit. Back to the Ravens. Almost in the red zone. 23. 3rd and 5. Floater. Got it. Touchdown. Just like that, Ravens are spreading the lead. Jags getting goalpost 1, player 0. Yeah, come on. Calvin Ridley's better than that. Come on. Maybe he's not. Love the tight end to have played some hoop and the quarterback shortstop. I don't completely understand the comment. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? There's nothing special happening here in fantasy for me. I got a few more points on this side of the ball, but I'm definitely going to lose this game. Oh, okay. I was wondering. Like it did make when you said the quarterback at shortstop. Mahomes. Okay, yeah, that's 2 different teams, though. Because I was sitting there thinking Chargers because we were just talking Chargers. You know, like that was the topic. So I was immediately thinking like quarterback for the Chargers too. Like I'm thinking like Herbert played shortstop. And I'm like, because I don't think Rivers did. Well, obviously you meant in general. I just didn't completely understand what you were saying. It was me, not you. What's Collins doing in Atlanta? He's having him a game. Nothing really exciting going on here on the field. I mean, Desmond Ritter's been playing okay. About the best they could really hope for Atlanta this year. They've been competitive in the 2 games so far. They're competitive in this. They're in the red zone. They're down 12 points, but I mean, score a touchdown, extra point, they're down 5, back in the hunt. So please throw a touchdown, Herbert. A deep ball to Mike Williams right now would be great. Or a dump off works too. We got some yards. 13 yards. Is that Kelly? Some of the best times as a Pats fan was watching Tom Brady try to rush. Oh, yeah, that's Peyton Manning, too. Both of them. It was the most white guy run shit ever. The whitest of the white guy runs is Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. But it was so unexpected when they would that it would be effective. Like look back on Peyton Manning or Tom Brady rushing touchdown highlights, and it was as open of a field as it gets because nobody game plans for either of them to run. Yeah, that's my point. That is my point. It's comical how open the field would be if they were in the red zone and do a bootleg. Look at Ritter getting in, making a play. Yeah, Manning too. And nobody would ever expect him to catch him sleeping sometimes. That's the thing. They were really good at the right opportunity to do it because they do it so rarely. Well, Goff instead of Cousins, Kirk got 28 points with a brand new O-line against the Eagles D. Yeah. He looked good. He definitely looked good. Trying to think who's got him. No. Here you go. It's Keith's got him. Keith started and look, he put up 70. 4 touchdowns, 364 points. So fumble lost, he would have had 74.4. And he took 2 sacks, so he would have had 76.4. Yeah, so that's the high point quarterback of the week so far. It's Kirk Cousins. And see Jalen Hurts. But see Jalen Hurts last year, man, he was like a 900 point, 800, 700. So lower points than I thought, but he had 13 rushing touchdowns. That was all where his stats really came into play. Look at Hopkins. Just killing me. Killing me over here. Literally killing me. I'm dying right now. It's unbelievable. It's so painful because I'm such a DeAndre Hopkins fan, first off. I've had Hopkins in this league in the last 8 years, I would say 6 times. I love DeAndre Hopkins. And normally it pays off. Elite. Doesn't matter who's throwing him the ball. He proved that a long time ago. When he was in Houston, he had probably 7 different quarterbacks. So I'm thinking, Tannehill don't matter. It's DeAndre Hopkins. Doesn't throw the ball to him. They have no one else to throw the ball to. Man, we're having the high point shootout. I love everything Manning. Yeah, Peyton Manning's hilarious. Eli's hilarious. Eli's funny, man. Everybody hated on Eli for so long. Granted, Peyton is the better of the Manning brothers across the board. That's who I'd want to hang with. If I can hang with one of them, I'd want to hang with Peyton, you know. Yes, Goff. That was one of the reasons I picked him up in the offseason. This is his first interception in his last 383 pass attempts. It's impressive. 3rd all time behind Rodgers and Brady in 2 seasons they had. That's how efficient he has been with throwing the ball. Throw it to Hopkins. Come on, Tannehill. Please. Or hand it to Derrick Henry. You know, makes sense. 4 minutes left in the game, down 4 on the other side of the 50, wrong side of the 50. Hand it off. Yeah. Good job. There we go. Now a deep throw. Follow-up play was great. Definitely got him close to the red zone now. Now throw it to 10. Number 10. That's who you want. Highlight play. Yep, he threw it to number 10. First down. Not the touchdown I was looking for, but hey, I'll take it. Damn, Bill's in the red zone again. Throw it to Diggs. Or hand it off. Harris with the touchdown. Yeah, that was big time roughing the passer late hit. Henry got him down to like the 1.5, 2. He's a bulldozer. He's basically a battering ram with a helmet. Mahomes in the red zone. Oh, incomplete. Kelsey should have had that. Bounced off his hands. Hopkins is not even in. Power set. Yeah. Ooh, stuffed. Loss of 3. Now put Hopkins back on the field. Mahomes is going to run. Oh, blown dead. Flag. False start. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Hopkins in the slot. Let's get a fade. Give him a 50-50 ball. Or throw it to somebody else and score. Good for them because now, like, the main reason I want the Titans to score because now Herbert's got to come out throwing because now they took the lead. There's a little over 2 minutes left. Oh, yeah, he's a battering ram with a helmet. There's no two ways about it. Justin Fields with a strike. Got to give it to him. He just threw a touchdown. There's a strike. Old Chase Claypool. Now you got to try to go get rid of some of that clock, Baker. Mahomes on the 20. Throws it down. Dead ball. Field goal, down 1. Oh, that was an extra point. I'm sorry. It's down 3. Hey, Baker's got to go chew up some clock. Big stretch. Tired. Time to get up and walk around a little bit. I've been sitting in this chair for 3 hours. Eddie George or Henry for one game. Say Super Bowl. Oh, Derrick Henry. Eddie George was a great talent, but I would take Derrick Henry. I think he's even better. Ooh, Kelsey. Ooh, he got lit up by 3 people. He caught it. They hit him in midair. He dropped the ball. They're staying on Kelsey. That's the thing. You take Kelsey away, you got a really good chance to beat the Chiefs. Because that goes back to what I was saying about they could use Devontae Adams because they don't have shit on the outside. Uh-oh, touchdown. Look at the Texans. They're trying. Stroud, 20 for 29, 258, 2 touchdowns. Show me some flashes. Okay. Will Anderson finally got a tackle. He got a point. Okay. Come on, Herbert. Mike Williams. Good play. Clock's rolling. Let's go. I would still take Derrick Henry. That was peak Zeke. Don't get me wrong, but I would still take Derrick Henry. Good completion. They're giving him these underneath routes. Gotta say, Ritter's holding his own. Pitch, like 4 yards. Ooh. prime for each of them, right? In their prime, Donovan McNabb. Bet you didn't see that coming. In their prime, Donovan McNabb. He could make all the throws and he had the intellect. He was the smartest of the three. Yep. If we're talking all three in their prime, Donovan McNabb. Bettis or Marshawn? Ooh, that's tough. I would have to go with Marshawn Lynch. I got to go with Marshawn. Yeah, I know what you meant. Yeah, I'm going Marshawn. He's a more complete running back than the Bus. The Bus is a Hall of Famer. So Marshawn Lynch will get in the Hall one day. He'll get a gold jacket. And I hope he starts his Hall of Fame speech with, "I'm here so I won't get fined." You would think he's going to do that, right? It just makes sense. That's what I'm saying. If we're talking all three in their prime, McNabb is a much smarter quarterback with the ball. And he had all the intangibles, could make all the throws. He was a big, powerful guy. He could run. He literally had all the intangibles they had, plus he was the more intelligent quarterback. Look at the Falcons getting close to scoring range. And the Lions catching another touchdown. Jeez. They're making it a game. It's a 3-point game. Shit, Atlanta's almost in the red zone. Hurts is smooth, but needs more resume to enter that conversation. That's fair. McNabb's one of the best triple threat quarterbacks of all time. I agree. He doesn't get the respect he's owed. McNabb was legit, especially in his prime. Prime Philadelphia Eagles, Donovan McNabb was a great quarterback. He was great. Very, very good. Like I said, he had all the intangibles. He had everything you would want. Coming down to the wire here. Desmond Ridder, first down. Good throw. Behind him, but the receiver made a play. I need a passing touchdown from Justin Herbert. There's a minute 34. They have all three timeouts. Down 3. 39-yard line on the other side of the field. So hoping for the best here. Oh, shit. Atlanta coughed up the ball. There we go. First down. Keenan Allen, and then some. Made it to the 25. Need a Herbert touchdown. If I can get the yards and touchdown, I can get around 60 points out of Herbert. And I need that. Because they're pretty much running the ball. Josh Allen's probably not even in the game. So like he's going to finish with that 56 probably. Eagles RPO playbook has always been impressive. Yeah, they've been running that style for a long time. Since Donovan McNabb. And I mean, that wasn't really a thing when they had Randall Cunningham, but he just kind of did his thing, you know. They didn't necessarily have RPOs, or at least they weren't really called that back then. That's more of a college thing, run pass option. Come on. I need a touchdown, Herbert. Good throw. First down. Another Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen's tearing up the receptions right now. Tearing it up. Well, naturally, they become low-key rival of New England over time. New Look Lions scratching back in it. I really like the Lions. Like, if they make the playoffs, I'm definitely rooting for them to go far as they can. I don't think they're going to win any Super Bowls this year, but I'm rooting for it. Come on, Herbert. Another completion. Make a play. Okay. Get down. Let's move on to the next play. Call timeout. You have 3 timeouts. There's 39 seconds. What you saving them for? You know they don't carry over to the next game. Good throw, good catch. Finally, at 21 seconds. Took you a minute. Jesus. Third and 3. You got 2 more timeouts. See, here I would surprise the defense with a pitch. Quick pitch to try to get the first down because it's 4-down territory. I mean, they're trying to win the game here. So, quick pitch. Do a 2 tight end set. Quick pitch, 2 wide. Try to get the first because you have 2 more timeouts because you can always call a timeout after that play. That's what I would do. Imagine being a Pistons or Lions fan over the past 2 decades. Oof. Early 2000s, they were good, though. That's when they were winning championships. The Pistons. Being a Lions fan, though, I sympathize. Tennessee called timeout. Yep. Back-to-back timeouts. Lovely. All right, we're back in Seattle, 3rd down on the 21 on the other side of the field. Oof, they got a long way to go. But they're winning. Detroit has all of their timeouts. Gino, go ahead. Look at Gino. Look at this scramble. Ooh, you screwed up, though. Went too far back. Lost about 12 yards. It was looking good. But it fell apart quick. That was looking good. Piston jail in the head. Yeah, and Tayshaun Prince and Rasheed Wallace and all of those. Crossed my mind, but it was too long ago. But that's when they won their 2 championships, though, was the early 2000s. 04 range, time frame, somewhere around there. 02, 03, 04, somewhere around there. Around the time Shaq left and went to Miami. Fourth down, 3 seconds. They're going to take the field goal. At least they're going to overtime. I got a chance for some more stats. I'll stick with the broadcast through that because, I mean, there's still right under 6 minutes left in the Kansas City-Jacksonville game. I made it this far. I'm going to play to the noon game's end, first set of games. I was surprised we didn't get any super chats today, though. Last Sunday, we had a few super chats. I was very surprised. Not that I expect it, but I was just like, thought for sure I would have got a few of those. Normally happens. Like I said, y'all don't have to donate money to hang out with me and watch football. Just wanted to say I was kind of surprised because by this time last week, it was like, no, stay on. Stay to the second half. Here, $10. Here, $5. It's like, oh, all right, well. We'll keep going, I guess. Shame it took a while for Ben Wallace to get into the Hall of Fame. Well, it's because he didn't really have the stats. His what you got from Ben Wallace was more what you could see versus what you'd read on paper. Like he wasn't some stat king, you know. So many new good quarterbacks from college came into the league in 2021, still trying to find their rhythm. There's a lot of that. The NFL is a very different look from what it used to be. A very different look. It's all dink and dunk passes now. Yeah, they stretch the field still, but for sure. But that's also an intangible that you don't see on a typical stat line. That's more an expanded, itemized stat line that really shows points in the paint and pressures and all this different stuff to win that. Time is money, Ross. Exactly. That's exactly right. Been rooting for Herbert and Lawrence. Same. I want to see them. I drafted Herbert as a rookie. I highly touted over here in the legendary Team Gates front office with him coming out of Oregon. That's why I drafted him to be the successor to Tom Brady in my franchise. Because I had Tom Brady for years. Yeah, we're definitely going overtime. Burrow, throw another touchdown. Throwing it away. Well, at least it was just first and goal. I'd love to get another touchdown, Burrow. Give me at least a little bit of hope that there's a small chance over here. There really isn't, though. Because nobody else did anything. And Herbert never balls out. Well, at least so far this year, he hasn't balled out. Killing me, Smalls. Killing me. Trevor Lawrence. Ooh. That was a risky play. All right, Burrow. Throw it. Threw it away again. I got to try and replace Tom. Tough. Yeah, I mean, you have to. I mean, I drafted him as a rookie. I had him for a few years while Tom was still playing. I drafted him when Tom went to Tampa Bay that same year. And Tom won the Super Bowl and was the top quarterback in fantasy. At least in this league, he was. Who else did I have? I had Carson Wentz when he was still decent. Like his MVP run, I had Carson Wentz then. I gave him a few years. I tried. I retired Phillip Rivers. Who else did I retire? Who else did I have? Had Tony Romo and Cam Newton back when they were good, a long time ago. One argument for Ben is you could tell that NBA history wasn't NBA history without mentioning Wallace. That's fair. That's fair because he was such a dominant force in the paint. Adolfo with the super chat. Thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate that. For a ghost after the – I know you meant ghost. A ghost after the power nap. I appreciate that, Adolfo. Thank you very much, my man. Maybe try a Saturday college football stream. I mute most everything and watch commentary. It's usually trash. Well, we're usually out and about on Saturday. That's the thing. Where Sunday, I know my ass is going to stay put in this room and watch football. Oof. That was almost an interception. And overtime's running, by the way. Adolfo coming in clutch. Yeah, I appreciate you, Adolfo. I really do. Yeah, I'd be open to doing that. And there's so much going on. It's just we usually go out and about and do a lot of things on Saturday. Wednesday and Saturday are our 2 days where we really go. We have shit going on, you know. That's why my live stream schedule is what it is. That's why I don't live stream on Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, I mean, we're live streaming on Sunday, but there's on a different channel for football. But as far as the Fragrance channel, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday is my live stream schedule, which is also the days that I film the recorded content. I say that, but I did film my weekly rotation video to put out tomorrow because I didn't put it out today. I had another video I had already lined up. But like the today and yesterday's Fragrance videos, those were filmed Friday. And I chose to film because I had time this morning because I didn't go to the gym or anything. Sundays, I don't go to the gym. That's my day off now. During football season, I'm not going to the gym. Sunday is just about football. So that's why it's like I'm going to be sitting here anyway. I might as well live stream. You know. Centers like Jokic and Embiid are changing the way the positions play completely. Completely. That's making big men not play like big men. That's the thing. The traditional big man is dead. People like Ben Wallace that's dead. Cemented what it's like to be a big man. Yeah, it started really with Dwight Howard. Not that he was shooting deep, but he was a more athletic big man. And then the more athletic they got, you have 12-year-olds that are 6'2" already out there shooting threes and dribbling between their legs growing up, playing AAU ball. So when they end up growing to be 6'10", 7 foot, that's the skill they've been developing. They never really learned how to post up and use their size because their coaches were letting them play like point guards, even though they were the biggest kids on the freaking team. And that's where we are now. That is modern NBA. I blame the youth coaches for the death of the traditional big man because the coaches allowed that shit. They didn't coach that out of the big kids. So now everybody's a two guard. You got 5 2 guards on the floor that are just different heights. That's what the NBA is. It's 5-on-5 shooting guards. Everybody's a fucking shooting guard. They all shoot threes. It's a 3-point contest. Don't get me wrong, I like shooting threes too, but I also like watching traditional basketball. Totally different game. A lot of college live streams are raking it in. I believe that. But I mean, this is very small. You got to understand. You guys are coming over from my fragrance channel. Not the most masculine hobby that we talk about here on the other channel. Not a lot of dudes, like guys. You know, I'm sure there are many that just haven't tuned in. Maybe they have other shit going on. I'm not saying it's just the 10 of you that are currently watching right now. Not saying that's the case, but that's part of it. You know, we have a cologne hobby. Think about that. You know, guys aren't out chopping wood during the week that watch fragrance videos for the most part. I mean, I'm sure there's some, but that percentage is small, you know. Perfect example of what we're talking about. Yeah, for sure. If I got them shots now, kids will soon be taller than the hoop. It's getting close. I mean, 10 foot though. But with the wingspan, sure. Horford and Celtics center crushes 3-pointers. Yeah, that's almost all centers shoot. Look at Vucevic, another prime example. He shoots the 3. He's a 20 and 10 guy and averages like 2 made threes a game. He's a big boy. You know, the Andrew Bogut's of the world are gone. You know. All right, so I haven't even been looking up at the screen. The Chargers game over? I don't know. So here we go. There's a challenge, 4th and inches in Atlanta, down 2. Can touch the rim without jumping. There's a few of them that can. Bull. Awesome name, by the way. But he can do that without jumping. Yao Ming could do that without jumping back when he was in the league, I'm sure. 3-point game's deadly. Yeah, it's fair. So I've got 50 out of Herbert right now. This game is way too close because now it's got me touted as straight up losing. Something happened where I just lost some points. Great effort from Kevin Byard. 9.5 and 11 out of a safety and linebacker. Some great performances. This is pretty much over. I mean, if Waddle and Chubb could have some big games and really save my ass, but I'm still playing against Scary Terry and Saquon Barkley. They'd have to have shit games, and Waddle and Chubb and Kittle would have to overproduce, cover their spread, and then cover this gap as well. Very well could be done. They just have to have big games. They couldn't hit the 3-pointer like Wemby. That's fair. Here we go. Okay. Chargers game still going. I mean, you can touch the rim. I know. Quick pitch. 4th and inches. Got it and then some. Go back to Chargers game. I want to see what's going on. 7-5 shooting outside like Jordan Poole, which is crazy to me. I mean, from out of the 3-point line, it's almost like being eye level with the rim when you factor in the distance. It's almost like he's being eye level. Like you can't even really arch the ball with his height and wingspan. Like it's like a line. You need to line drive the shot damn near, because how do you really have the touch to put the kind of arch that somebody 6 foot's going to put, or 6'2"? You know, like imagine the arch Steph Curry puts on the ball. He can't put that kind of arch on the ball. It'd be a rainbow to touch the ceiling almost. Is that a safety? Is that a safety? I couldn't tell. Draymond does that. Yeah, he does. Draymond's underappreciated because of his attitude and everything and the shit he says in the media and the wild shit that comes out of his mouth. He's overlooked. Draymond's probably the most important piece to that team. He's the glue. He's the dog. He's the Rodman. obviously with more intangibles as far as offense, but he's the glue. Porzingis was showing potential, but seems to have peaked. Yes, that's fair. That is fair. All right, Gino. We got 2 overtime games going right now. Now the Celtics have him. Yeah, he's bounced around the league. I thought being with Luka would have been good for him, but it just didn't work out. I took a chance on him once. The year he went to the Mavericks, I took a chance on him. Nothing special. Not what he was his healthy year with the Knicks. Yeah, I didn't really understand that either. But hey, they don't pay me to make those decisions, right? Yeah, Marcus Smart, he's a building block player. But it comes down to as long as you got Tatum and Jaylen Brown, you build around that. That's the most important thing, obviously. You have to build around them. You can't break them up. Because there was like 2 years I'm talking about, is it the time to break them up? No. That's stupid. No, don't break them up. Sorry, guys. Can't believe we got 2 overtime games in the early window. Good ball. Gino with a good throw. Tennessee. So Chargers clearly did not score. Tennessee is in field goal range. Hopkins with the grab. So they just got to kick field goal right here and it's over. They beat Chargers. Just got to kick field goal. That's all they needed because they're on the 20-something yard line now. That's kind of funny. That's fair. Gino with all the time in the world. Good throw. Strike the DK Metcalf. Good move. 2 good moves on that route. I'm sure they're running it with Derrick Henry here. Yeah. Loss of yards. Good D. But the damage is already done. I don't know why they're not going out and kicking a field goal right now. It's raining, by the way. But what are you waiting for? The field goal wins the game. Trot out the special teams and kick the field goal and end the damn game. What are you handing the ball off for? It is pouring. I didn't realize it was torrential downpour like that. Why is the offense still in the field? Y'all really think y'all going to get that much further? Like, all he did was gain 2 of the 4 yards he lost just now. Stop handing the ball off and risking a fumble. The field goal position's not going to get any better. You're just risking fumbles. This is poor coaching by Vrabel. Stop it. They want to get closer. Yeah, that's exactly. They're trying to get closer, but after he lost 4 yards on the first run, stop it. Because all he did just now was gain back half of the yards he lost. He lost like 3.5 yards. There we go. They kicked the field goal. Okay, just about to say, like, get them on the field in this game. Like, I'd rather see the Chargers win. I like the Chargers more, but what are you doing? Did you really think he was going to run 10 yards? You just really that hopeful when they're playing the run? Ridiculous. So that game's over. So Herbert finishes with 50.5 points for me. I might lose both games. Depends. I got a better chance at winning the bigger gap because of what I have available left versus what I'm playing. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Not looking like a good week for Team Gates. So we'll get to the end of this Green Bay and Atlanta game and then the overtime. Let's go Lions, But, I mean, Seahawks have the ball in the red zone. Kenny Walker with the turnaround. Good move. Damn it, Herbert. Yeah. I mean, I'm always rooting for Herbert, too. It's my franchise. It's my guy. Who's your backup quarterback? Which league? Over here, I got Goff. I drafted Stroud and then Russell Wilson. I retired Tom Brady this year. I've had a few really good ones retire. I retired Brian Urlacher. I retired Bray Lewis. I retired Marshawn Lynch. I had them for years. They were of the initial draft 13 years ago. I drafted them because we keep them long term. It's a dynasty league. Keep them long term. I mean, you can cut them and trade them and shit like that, but we don't draft a new team every year. I've been building this team for 13 years. I've been very consistent with it. He hit the pylon with the ball. That's touchdown. Yeah. Go ahead, Tyler Lockett. That's game. Seattle won. So both overtime games, the team I wanted to win lost. I wanted to see the Chargers win. I wanted to see the Lions win. I'm happy for Geno Smith, though. I've loved the career resurgence he's had since last season. Yeah, it's touchdown. So that's game. Days of Urlacher, Lewis, Teddy Bruschi, Troy Polamalu, best linebacker era. Yeah, because you can't hit like those boys hit. Can't do that anymore. Atlanta just took the lead. 57 seconds left. Just took the lead by 1. I got to tell you, these games are coming down to the wire in this early window. These are all super competitive games. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. I really don't care who wins in Green Bay and Atlanta because I hate Atlanta. I'm a Saints fan. I hate Atlanta. I want Green Bay to win, and they just took they still could win, but got to have a hell of a drive here at the end. But I appreciate those of you that were hanging out with me. I mean, we've done almost 3.5 hours here today. I appreciate you guys coming in and out. Adolfo, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, my man. Be on the lookout tomorrow on the Fragrance channel for weekly rotation video. I do have a haul video for this channel that I'm doing this week. I've been sitting on the boxes. I'm still waiting on the Crucial Catch hoodie from the Saints come in. Everything else has been in. So I have 2 videos planned for this channel as far as hauls, sporting apparel. So those will be out. One will be out for sure this week. Got some Marlins gear, some Saints hats and stuff like there's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff. I could really break it down in more than one video. It's so much stuff, but so be on the lookout for that. I appreciate you guys. I'll let you guys know by Wednesday if we're going to do this again week 3. Probable. Not definite, but probable. More than likely we'll do it. So tell a friend to tell a friend. Y'all come check it out on Sundays. And you guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure to check out the video on the Fragrance channel today. Y'all have a good one, guys.